we've been saying that there's someone smart out there. You know, we're going against Coach almost every single time. Thanks so much for your time, Holly.
All right, keep me posted on how I do. I want to see how
We will. We'll let you know, Holly.
Oh, trust us. We'll let you know. Holly Rowe, thanks very much. And thank you all for watching us. Todd McShay, Mike Gottfried, and I'm Mike Hall. We'll see you back here on the U on Thursday.
Welcome to one of the great festivals during college football season. The setting is the Cotton Bowl, located Texas State Fairgrounds in Dallas. It's a venue unlike any other. Add the elements of a great state fair, and the day is special with this century-old college football rivalry. Here come the Oklahoma Sooners, coming to Dallas for the 100th game against arch rival Texas. This is our ADT Spotlight presentation. This week on ABC Sports, game number 100. The tunnel, one tunnel, brings both teams into this old stadium. Todd Harris here for his first visit to this game, standing in that tunnel, and it's a new experience, huh, Todd?
Well, Keith, this is like baptism by fire. I thought I'd been in some famous tunnels before. The Channel in Europe, the Lincoln, the Holland Tunnel in New York. Shoot, I've even taken my wife down the Tunnel of Love. But on the second week in October, this tunnel at the Cotton Bowl is the most intense place. Mark my words, this is unbelievable. Oklahoma just took the field. Texas is getting ready to go, and they are set to go. Let's let the Longhorns have the field.
My advice, Todd, is get out of the way because the Longhorns are coming. And now both teams are in the arena. Keith Jackson, hello again, everybody. I'm happy I lived long enough to come back for one more of these. Dan Fouts also here for the first time. Dan, there are a lot of storylines here. 10 times the winner of a national championship has come out of this ball game. Is Texas going to be another one?
Well, they could be because of the quarterback, Vince Young. He's the most dangerous and exciting quarterback in all of college football. We've seen him take our breath away with just incredible plays. But what I like, what I've seen so far this year, he's embraced the most cherished quality a quarterback can have. That is being the unquestioned leader of this Longhorn football team. In critical times like last week against Missouri on a 3rd down and 30, he made tacklers look like a picket fence as he raced to the first down. And earlier this year when the game was on the line, he led Texas to a come-from-behind win over Ohio State. And Keith, nobody will ever forget what Vince Young did against Michigan in the Rose Bowl.
Right, he turned into Walter Mitty. The big hammer for Oklahoma, Adrian Peterson, their running back, sore ankle.
Well, he's not going to be 100%. In fact, in pregame warmups, I thought he looked absolutely terrible. Heavily taped, pads not on. In fact, he did not run one play with the first-team offense. But Oklahoma's okay without Peterson because of the way Rhett Bomar operates out of the shotgun. He ran it in high school. He has a good feel for the zone read game, and he's taking better care of the ball. No turnovers last week against K-State, and turnovers will just kill you in this great game.
Heroes come from this game, born from extraordinary efforts like this.
People have been waiting for this game for a long time. In fact, the fans are already out in force. The marching band is here as well. Coming up on the campus kickoff pregame show.
Football. Are you in good hands?
Hey, you want to see something cool?
Now you can hang out with an NFL quarterback.
Hey, I'm coming to your house.
Fathead are larger-than-life wall graphics that bring all the NFL action right into your home or office.
Fathead is huge. That's how big a Fathead is.
Just peel in place. Fathead is easy to put up and can be moved over and over.
Coolest thing is, put it on the wall. You don't like it there? Peel it off, put it on another wall.
Too big and real for retail stores? Just visit Fathead.com to find all of your favorite Fathead teams and players. Officially licensed by the National Football League and Players, Inc.
Fathead is the coolest thing out right now. You get a fat head.
Fathead are for true NFL enthusiasts only.
Take those posters off the wall, kick them out, and put on Fathead.
Fathead. Go big. Real big.
What are you looking at? Hello, people in TV land, get a Fathead.
Round up the best players the game has ever seen. Invite the largest field in history. Throw $53 million in the pot. And you've got the main event. Begins tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
Oklahoma won the toss, deferred. Texas will have the ball first. Steve Usek, the referee, has set the ball, and the game is on at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. This is number 100. The Longhorns ranked second in the nation. Garrett Hartley will kick it off for Oklahoma. A lot of air under it. High hanger goes a yard deep in the end zone to Terrell Brown. And the ball came out. And a pile and a fight, and the scrum is on for control of the ball. And they go to the bottom of it. And who's got it?
A lot of white shirts got there early, but perhaps Terrell Brown got down there first. He fumbled it. I think he's got it. He's hit by Gutierrez. Jacob Gutierrez has just been a dynamo on special teams. There's the hit by Gutierrez. Ball loose, straight down, and there is Brown to make the very, very important and critical recovery.
Vince Young brings his team to the huddle for the first time in game number 100. He has become a remarkable performer since that incredible show he put on in the Rose Bowl, and his confidence and presence with his teammates has grown and grown and grown. His starting record as quarterback, 21-2, not too bad. And here out of the shotgun, he's out. He's got somebody on him, and he throws, and the pass is complete to David Thomas up across near the 30-yard line, and it's close to a first down. The lineups now, the backs and receivers, the Gillette in-3 power starting lineup. The Longhorns running game is doing just fine, thank you. Freshman Jamal Charles, 4 games. He has 447 yards, and you saw him start with 3 wideouts. They are adding Billy Pittman to that starting unit. The offensive line, all juniors, seniors on the front, all big guys, and all of them may play on Sunday one of these days. Second down and 1 now for the Longhorns. They picked up 9. Same formation, 3 wideouts. The ball is handed away to Jamal Charles. And it is Vince Young. I'm sorry, Vince Young kept it. This is the kind of thing that Young brings to your offense. He'll give it, take it out of his belly, and just take off with it. The defense for Oklahoma, this is a good solid group led by Dusty Dvorak, and they're very aggressive, and they'll try to take the quarterback draw out of the Texas playbook. The linebackers, Alexander, Latimer, Ingram, 80 tackles collectively. Defensive backs, they've got a big chore. The primary blitzer in that group is the cornerback DJ Wolfe. He has 25 tackles. Young looks around, hit from behind, but throws it anyway because he is so big and so strong, 6'5", 230 pounds. David Thomas makes another catch, and the gain is about 5 yards.
That's why he's so dangerous, because he read the safety blitz coming that time, wanted to go to Lima Sweet on a slant route. That was covered, but he's got the presence of mind now and the calmness in the pocket to find his outlet receiver. Already today, he's gone to his tight end, David Thomas, twice. And tight ends have just killed Oklahoma this season.
A year ago, he might very well have pulled it down and taken off.
Or been sacked.
Right. Second down and 5 for Texas. They're looking to move the ball upfield, and this is Charles going to the outside, and he is collared, literally, brought down by number 42, Rufus Alexander. He's hard to outrun.
Well, Rufus Alexander Alexander's going to be the spy today, trying to contain both Charles and the quarterback, Vince Young. But watch the speed of Rufus Alexander and how strong this right hand is as he's going to reach out and bring down Charles after a short gain.
It'll be 3rd down and 2 now for Texas. Sooner defense trying to hunker down and stop this march the Longhorns have going in the opening possession of the ball game. It is Young sweeping right, running like a tailback out of the single wing, and Zach Latimer brings him down, but he's got a 1st down at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, the Sooners can't afford to miss tackles. That time Clint Ingram had Young in the backfield, but at 6'5", 235 pounds or so, and extremely strong and elusive, Vince Young stretched out that 6'5" and dove and picked up that 1st down. But a missed tackle in the backfield by Ingram hurt the Sooners.
1st down, Texas at their own 45. Just getting underway in the ball game. We got a 4-man front for the Sooners. Dvorak gets a little pressure. The ball is thrown down the sidelines, and it is completed to Limas Swede. And Swede's becoming a prominent receiver. He was the man involved in the win over Ohio State at Columbus. Pulled in the winning touchdown.
And again, Vince Young read this blitz. This time it was DJ Wolf from the boundary corner position. He came, safety came over late to pick up Swede, and it's a huge play for Texas as Vince Young is doing all the right things to start this game.
In college sports, emotion is an heirloom. Passion is passed on from one generation to the next. Allegiance as a family affair. The binding force to it all? Tradition. Ceremonious walks and chants. Rivalries. Picnics and parties. The customs that create a sense of belonging to this moment and all the celebrations past. Right out in front are the performances. The nation's youth stretching for perfection before our eyes. And the ultimate metaphor for America's possibilities.
My name is Izzy Paskowitz, and I've been running surf camps for autistic kids for 7 years. What's perfect for us is see that screaming and the kicking when they go out, and when they turn around and ride that wave in, it's just nothing like it. And there's the parents, tears in their eyes, saying, we've had a lot of tough times, but today was just a perfect day.
Where he makes his mistake is that he doesn't protect the ball.
It's pure fundamentals. Watch right here. He got sloppy. Here, right here. That's where he loses it. Let's look at that again.
Hey, honey, did you...
Always switch it to the other hand, away from where the pursuit is coming.
What exactly are you doing?
That's a mental breakdown. He got a little reckless there, and I'm sure he's going to catch an earful on the sidelines.
It's the new book from ESPN's Bill Simmons, Now I Can Die in Peace. Entertainment Weekly calls Bill Simmons Destination Reading. Available in bookstores everywhere.
Hi, I'm Mike Hall, coming to you from the U. We hope you're enjoying this ESPNU Encore presentation. ESPNU is your 24-hour home for all college sports. Due to time constraints, we now move you ahead in the action.
The Texas Longhorns have just taken a timeout to talk about their circumstance. They were stalled for a moment until that sweep put them in business at the 13, then a loss of 2 yards as Young went shopping for a receiver and didn't find one. And now it is 2nd down and 12 for the Longhorns. The ball is marked just outside the 15. Young is out of the shotgun, puts it high in the air, into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. Mons Taylor plays jump ball in the end zone with DJ Wolf.
Man-to-man coverage coverage on the outside against DJ Wolf. Watch Ramonce Taylor separate with speed and then with elevation. And a perfect throw from Vince Young as he goes 5 for 5 on that drive. 65 yards and that touchdown. What a start for Vince Young.
And David Pino is in out of Matt Nordgren's hold, and Nick Schroeder snapping the ball. They try the point. It's up and it's good. Another look at the touchdown. 12 plays, 82 total yards in the march. High in the air, jump ball in the corner. Touchdown, Texas.
Under your control. NBA Live 2006. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Oh, it is super scintillating. Get caught up in the madness as ESPNU bounces around the country to tip off college hoops.
The wait is over.
This ultimate pep rally is a sneak peek of your team's first practice and the top recruits you've been waiting to see.
Unbelievable.
Be there as our teams meet your teams on the U Midnight Madness. It all starts Friday at 7 on ESPNU.
If you're one of the 45 million uninsured Americans who don't have medical, dental, or prescription coverage, you're paying too much on medical bills. Well, that stops right now. Welcome to Prudent Choice. Prudent Choice is a network of premier doctors and hospitals offering huge discounts of up to 50, 55, 60% on health care services, all for less than $1 a day. And because Prudent Choice is not health insurance, there are no deductibles, no waiting period, and you can't be turned down for any pre-existing condition.
With Prudent Choice, now everybody can afford quality health care.
I'm seeing the specialists that I need to and saving so much money.
Prudent Choice saved us almost $5,000.
If your family doesn't have health insurance, you need Prudent Choice, so you'll never have to pay full price for your medical care again.
Get over $300 in free healthcare services. Call in the next 9 minutes, and you'll also receive an added bonus of 2 months free with an annual membership. And now it costs less than $1 a day to get started. Call now.
Hi, I'm Mike Hall, coming to you from the U. We hope you're enjoying this ESPNU Encore presentation. ESPNU is your 24-hour home for all college sports. Due to time constraints, we now move you ahead in the action.
College football on ABC Sports, brought to you by Nissan, who reminds you to shift the way you move through the world. Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper butler. Dr. Pepper, one taste and you get it. IBM, become an on-demand business. IBM can help. And Gillette, get extreme, get right guard. Bevo's been a little jumpy at the outset because the Texas band down there, when they first cranked up today, he jumped about 3 feet off the ground, but he's since calmed down, and here's Vince Young on 3rd down and 9, throwing down the sidelines. The pass is incomplete. Limas Sweed got his hands on it, couldn't hold it. Reggie Smith was there defending.
Again, it's going to be a blitz by Oklahoma. They're going to have man-to-man coverage on the outside. Limas Sweed is 6'5", working against DJ Wolf. That's a good play by Wolf to push him before the ball is in the air, and he gets help from his true freshman strong safety, Reggie Smith, coming over with a big hit.
Here's Texas' first punt of the ball game. Richmond McGee, a senior from Garland, will kick it. Jawan Rankins is waiting for it back at the 35-yard line of Oklahoma. Off a low snap, didn't get all of it. It's a tail dragger, though, and should take a Texas roll, and it does, and there's a penalty flag thrown back inside the 20-yard line. So let's see about the flag.
Yeah, they were trying to come up the middle, put pressure on the snapper, Nick Schroeder. And it's going to be holding against the Longhorns, and that's a big break again for OU as they'll get great field position.
On the kicking team,
Number 53.
You can see Bob Stoops saying immediately, take the penalty, and make them kick again. Tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern on ESPN, the 4-0 Cincinnati Bengals go to Jacksonville to take on Byron Leftwich and the Jaguars. And then Monday Night Football at 9 Eastern on ABC. Al Michaels, John Madden will be watching the Steelers and the San Diego Chargers have at it. That'll be at 6 out west and at 9 in the east. So now the punter stands at his goal line. McGee will hit the ball around the 3 or 4 yard line, probably close to the 4. There's no pressure on him. He gets it out of there. And it's a better kick than the other one, but it can be returned at least a little bit as Rankins makes the catch, comes back about 4 yards, and it's going to be Oklahoma possessing the football at the Texas 48-yard line.
Well, here's the plan for today. They're going to run from the gun because Bomar is more effective out of the shotgun, and Forever Young on defense. The Sooners know that the Longhorn offense runs through Vince Young. They got to outrush the Sooners for Texas. They've never lost a game when they've outrushed an opponent. They're 63-0 under Mack Brown. And then on defense, get to the young quarterback early. They want to set the tempo and send a message. And this is great field position for the Sooners' second possession.
Right on the 48 hash mark. Bomar looking around, talking to his people. He's changing a play. The tailback comes up and says, "You want to tell me too, in case I got to carry it?" The tailback is Kewan Jones, and he gets the ball. Got a little bit of a block on the corner, and with his speed is able to get it down to the 42. Cedric Griffin on the tackle.
And the real benefit that the Sooners have is it Kewan Jones. He's a senior, he's played in this game, he's gained over 2,000 yards rushing in his Sooner career. And he did the smart thing there and went up to the quarterback and got the right play, didn't he?
It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Sooners. Brett Bomar. Another Texan going north. That's not uncommon. Just like a tailback, now he pitches, and he's got the first down. That'll go down to the 37, and the Sooners pick up their first down of the ball game.
Just a triple option type of offense, run out of the shotgun formation. Good decision on the pitch by Bomar as he came down the line of scrimmage to the right side here. Good block there by James Moses. That sealed the corner.
And first down at the 37. Bomar throwing. Throws the ball very hard, and the ball goes right through the arms of Paul Thompson, who was his backup quarterback and still is the backup quarterback. But he wants to play football. He's a good athlete, and he had asked to, and the coaches accommodated, switched to a wide receiver, and there he is playing today.
Bomar 0 for 3 and not close on any of the 3.
Going hard.
Just got those freshman jitters.
Yeah. How would you like to have that kind of adrenaline again? Wow. Here comes this corner. It's Jacob Gutierrez. And Jacob takes a pretty good lick as he comes around the corner and gets inside the 35-yard line. Cedric Griffin hit him.
And middle linebacker Aaron Harris, #1 tackler for the Longhorns, coming in out of that middle linebacker spot. He gets him low, and then the Horns clean up. But you can see how important Roderick Wright and Frank Okam are. They will try to keep Harris clean so he can run sideline to sideline to make tackles.
Right now, Bomar needs to put some touch on a forward pass. It is 3rd down and 6. Gonna run it. Penalty flag. Flag is thrown right at the 35. Killebrew was the man who came over, a linebacker, outside backer, and held up Bomar and made the tackle. Steve Juszczyk, the referee, against Oklahoma. So Texas surely will refuse the penalty and force the Sooners into a 4th and long.
Holding. Offense. Penalties decline.
4th down. Freebie will come out because this is just too long a field goal try for Hartley. His career long is only 40 yards, so the punt team will be called upon here. Actually, Hartley is out there. He's going to be able, Stoops going to give him a shot at a 52-yarder. That's pretty big. That is huge. Maybe he won't do it. Yeah, the Sooners have always been good at executing fake field goals, but Texas is on to them a little bit. They're not going to go for any fake here. Cody Freebie is the punter, and he's the holder. Garrett Hartley. Hartley's kick is on the way. It's a low line drive sort of a thing. Good. It wasn't pretty, but it went over 52 yards. When you go distance like that, you have to hit it low and hard, and he did, and got away with it. 52. Career best.
Here's to the beginning. A chance to carve out a new path. For this time will be different. This is the year we leave our mark. This is the game we play together. This is our season. The colors change, the fires burn, and the possibilities are endless. The NCAA Championships on ESPN.
That's a nice job. Tea? No, later.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays, 10:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Attention football fans, can't get enough NFL this season? Follow your team and the entire NFL through the pages of Sports Illustrated. SI gives you the insight and analysis every fan wants with award-winning writing, spectacular photos, and coverage of all your favorite sports. Plus, as part of this special offer, you will also get a Team Choice NFL fleece jacket with the logo of your favorite team, and this Team Choice NFL tee in the color of your favorite team. Both are free when you order 56 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.59 an issue. A savings of over 60% off the cover price. Use your credit card for faster delivery and get a free NFL team hat. Call now and gear up in support of your favorite team with the officially licensed Team Choice NFL fleece jacket, t-shirt, and hat, all free when you order a year of Sports Illustrated.
Call 1-800-221-1700. That's 1-800-221-1700. Or order online at SINFLorder.com.
Keith, how about Mack Brown declining that penalty, figuring that Oklahoma is going to punt the ball back to the Sooners, or back to his Horns, and Bob Stoops makes him pay for that decision.
Well, he had a lot of trust in his place kicker to go from 52 yards, and that is a very long kick, and it's always going to come out low, and if you clear one like that...
and because they changed the rule about leaping in the middle of the pile there, it's really a benefit to field goal kickers. They don't have to worry about kicking it low because nobody's going to risk that penalty coming down on their own men if they leap up in the air.
So Hartley now, who's had that moment of triumph, will kick it off. Good. Way back beyond the field of play. It'll come to the 20. First down.
Well, here's a look at the Dr. Pepper Big 12 update. Big game this afternoon, Nebraska. In the Big 12 North at home. They'll be going up against Texas Tech.
Both these teams being in that Southern Division just redoubles the value of a win in this game.
No question about it. This is almost like a Big 12 championship game.
Selvin Young is in at the tailback position now for Texas. Sharing the time with Jamal Charles at that position. Young was the ball rolls out of the pile up, and Oklahoma's on it. Fumbled in the pile, and the ball came out, and Zach Latimer jumped all over it. And the Sooners get another break. DJ Wolf looked like the man that batted it out.
I think he did, Keith, and he came from the outside here. Selvin Jones with his first carry of the day. Here comes Wolf, 25, and he pops that ball loose with his right hand. Texas has fumbled 3 times here in the first quarter. They don't get this one back. The Sooners have great field position. Again, turnovers playing a major factor in this great series.
Well, if you keep giving it away, the other guys will beat you. And Adrian Peterson comes into the ball game for the first time. Sore ankle and all. He is a single back. First down at the Longhorn 26-yard line. He does not know the play. Now Bomar has changed it, given it to him. Better hurry up. They just get it away. Go to Peterson. And Adrian Peterson on that sore leg goes inside the 20 and down to the 19 before Cedric Griffin can bring him down.
He's got a bad right ankle. You can see all the tape around that right ankle, so it's smart for the Sooners to run him on plays to the left. In case he has to make a sharp cut, he can cut off his good ankle. But he does not look good. But just the psychological lift he gave his team on first down there, maybe enough to get the Sooners in the end zone.
Kevon Jones comes back as Peterson limped off. He gained 7 yards on the carry. And now Beaumont goes back deep and hands it away to Jones, and Jones almost found his way between defenders. He got enough for a first down at the 15-yard line. So now, with the Sooners on the move, let's get this update from John.
Keith, the Taco Bell update. Mississippi State facing Florida. Watch Deshaun Wynn just come out of a pack. Looks like he stopped at the line of scrimmage. It goes 13 yards for the score and a 12-3 lead. Also want to let you know that the Yankees-Angels playoff game tonight is postponed because of rain. They'll play it tomorrow night. And join us for the World Golf Championship, American Express Championship when we are done with you. Keith.
All right, John, thank you very much. Here are the Sooners on the attack. Kevon Jones, he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Ball is on the Texas 15. It'll be second down and 10. 7-3 ball game with Texas leading.
You got to be wondering when Stoops is going to let Bomar throw a pass. He's 0 for 3 so far, has not been close. And with this type of field position down in the red zone, you can see just 60% for the Sooners.
Adrian Peterson has come back. Bomar's calling the play at the line of scrimmage. Peterson is still limping, but he's in there, and Bomar wants to throw. He does. The pass is completed to Paul Thompson. Thompson has rolled back up the field, but there's going to be a gain to about the 9-yard line on the play. So that'll be a 6-yard pickup and bring up third down.
And that'll make Bomar feel a lot better because that was a good throw. A quick hitch like that to the outside in this area of the field can be turned into a touchdown going the other way if it's off target. That ball was right between Thompson's 1 and 2 on his 12 jersey.
So Jones comes back at tailback now. Looking at a third down and 4. Ball at the Texas 9. Bidding for the lead in the ball game. To the end zone, the pass is incomplete. It was intended for Rankins, defended by Cedric Griffin. And it was not a friendly greeting either.
No, it was perfect timing by Cedric Griffin. Ball thrown well by Bomar, thrown in the only area where it could have been completed. But the veteran senior Griffin with a good play.
Now Hartley will come back on 4th down. He kicked a 52-yarder a moment ago for Oklahoma's first points in the game. This is much milder. It's marked just inside the 17. It'll be a 26-yard field goal officially because it is just inside the 17. The kick is up, and it's good. So Texas continues to lead, but now by just one, as the Sooners get their second field goal, and it's 7-6.
Good defensive stand for the Longhorns because of plays such as this one by Cedric Griffin. He's reading the quarterback, breaks on the ball, may have got away with the right hand on that shoulder, but you're not going to get that penalty flag at this end of the field, I don't think. This is the Longhorns end of the field. You see the Sooners on the other end. Our quarterback comparison, Bomar with that one completion on the last drive to Thompson, and Vince Young almost perfect for the Longhorns, but he did fumble once. And the last time the Longhorns had the ball, they fumbled it right back to Oklahoma.
You need to put a handle on that thing because the way they're throwing it around, going to get themselves in trouble in a ball game that they've figured to win. Tonight, ESPN has a pivotal ball game in the Big Ten standings. You got Ohio State going over to Pennsylvania, Happy Valley, to take on Joe Paterno's surprising Nittany Lions. Lions undefeated so far. College football prime time presented by Polaroid on ESPN Saturday at 7:45 Eastern. Hartley's been busy, hasn't he? Got all 6 of the Oklahoma points.
Kicked off a couple of times, and he's talking about adrenaline. Kicker's adrenaline going through this young man's body.
He's only a sophomore out of Southlake, Texas. And here he goes. Waiting for it, Romance Taylor and Terrell Brown. There'll be no return of this one. It's kicked to the back of the end zone. It'll be Texas ball, first down at its own 20. Update Adrian Peterson's condition now with Todd Harris.
Well, Keith, unfortunately for the Sooner faithful, Adrian Peterson's found himself back on the bench again. They've retaped it, and that's hard to believe because before the game, he had more tape on there. You stretch that thing out all the way back to Norman. During defense's time on the field, Adrian came behind the bench because there's no room for him at the bench to run. He was running straight sprints, no cuts. He's unable to cut on that right foot. The problem is he's from Texas, but he's right behind the Texas fans, and they have given him the business. Keith.
I'll bet. Jamal Charles is in the backfield with Young. Charles gets the ball, cuts back into the middle, and finds some daylight. He is a speedster, and he is gone. No flag. 80 yards. Three people had their hands on him, and he went 80.
Texas fans and coaches knew he was fast. He was a high school record holder in the hurdles. But he's got great lateral quickness and then breakaway speed, as we just saw.
There are 2 ways to talk about guys who play football and run track. Some are track men who play football, but this guy is a football player who runs track.
He just broke the tape, too.
He sure did. The extra point try is up and good. David Tino taking over the full-time kicking business. Charles being attended to on the sidelines, and he just showed you.
It's just a draw play. Big hole up the middle. Great job up front by Casey Stoddard, breaking a tackle. Forget it right about here, huh?
Yep. Over.
They're crowding the line of scrimmage with those safeties. Remember, Oklahoma's playing with 2 freshmen at their safety position. There was nobody deep, and they paid for it. 80 yards.
Here was that first little move right there that got him going, and then missed tackle there by 42 and 44, and see you later.
Greg Davis said he makes himself small at times. He's like a wisp of smoke the way he avoids tacklers. Never takes a clean shot, and showed his strength that time and his speed.
Romance Taylor got the first Texas touchdown on a 15-yard catch in the corner of the end zone, and now Jamal Charles moves 80 yards. The kick is in the air and drifting over and accepting at the 11-yard line is Reggie Smith. And And they cover him at the 21.
Yeah, that was another one-play drive for Texas, Keith. That's 5 times this season that they have scored on a one-play drive.
If it does happen that we wind up with this team and USC in a shootout at the end of the season, we might need a triple-digit scoreboard because they can score so quickly, both of them.
Change the light bulbs in the Rose Bowl.
That's a long way in the future, and it's not on Texas' mind today at all. They got to get past these guys from up north. Adrian Peterson is back in the lineup for the Oklahoma Sooners. And Bomar keeps it, gets some heat. He throws on the run. And Paul Thompson is backup quarterback, trying to come back to the ball, but guarded by Michael Griffin.
Yeah, one of the reasons, excuse me, Keith, that Thompson's playing so much is that of his experience, not as a wide receiver, but just as a Sooner. The other Sooner wide receivers, a couple of freshmen, Stoops and Chuck Long, offensive coordinators, say they don't quite exactly trust the freshmen in this atmosphere.
Peterson still in there. He gets it. Over the left side he comes. And when Adrian Peterson gets the ball, a lot of those orange shirts, burnt orange if you will, go toward him. Ocam will get that tackle.
If I'm Texas and I see Peterson in the I formation, I'm cheating over to the our right side, the defensive right side, or the left side of Oklahoma, because he just cannot cut off that right ankle. He can barely run on it.
They get Jones back in at tailback now. Kiwan is 189 pounds. Stocky fellow at 5'9". Omar working out the shotgun or the spread, whatever you want to call it. This is becoming the offense of this generation. That ball is lofted downfield. It was intended for James Moses. Robert Killebrew, a linebacker, was running with Moses, and I mean he was in his shirt.
Yeah, you can't get any closer to a tight end than Killebrew is to Moses.
You can face guard in college football.
And he did not make contact. He kept his right arm in contact with Moses, and then with his left arm just kind of swiped at where he thought the ball might be. Great play by Killebrew.
Cody Freeby. First punt was 51 yards. A beauty. They could use another one here. He's standing back on his 10. We'll hit it up around the 13.
Come on.
He got time to get it off, and he held his poise and got it away, and he gets a big roll on the ball, and it's going to go all the way down to the 21-yard line. How about that?
Well, people are going to say, why didn't Texas rush the punter? Well, they're setting up a return for Aaron Ross, who returned a punt last week against Missouri for a touchdown. That's why, after the fumble of this bad snap by Freeby, there's no Longhorns anywhere near him. They're trying to hold up the Sooner line. Finally, there's one Longhorn. He's late. What a break for Oklahoma.
So Jacob Rice will go back and do some practice snapping on the sidelines so that doesn't happen again. It was almost disastrous for them, but turns out to be pretty good. 55 yards.
And remember, Rice was called for holding the last time the Sooners punted. So they're putting pressure on the snapper of Oklahoma.
He got 25 yards on the roll. This is Young keeping the ball. And a couple of yards as Thibodeau jumps on him and takes him down. So we played a quarter in the 100th game between Oklahoma and Texas. And it's Texas out front by a score of 14-6.
Last season, millions of fans fell in love with the Contender. Now, ESPN presents a rematch of their championship war. Sergio Mora defends his Contender belt against Peter Manfredo Jr., plus an undercard featuring Alfonso Gomez, Jesse Brinkley, and Anthony Bonsante. Their stories touched our hearts. Now they fight for their boxing future. The Contender rematch live Saturday at 11 Eastern on ESPN.
My name is Izzy Paskowitz, and I've been running surf camps for autistic kids for 7 years. What's perfect for us is see that screaming and the kicking when they go out, and when they turn around and ride that wave in, it's just nothing like it. And there's the parents, tears in their eyes, saying, we've had a lot of tough times, but today was just a perfect day.
Where he makes his mistake is that he doesn't protect the ball.
It's pure fundamentals. Watch right here. He got sloppy. Here, right here, that's where he loses it. Let's look at that again.
Hey, honey, did you?
Always switch it to the other hand, away from where the pursuit is coming.
What exactly are you doing?
That's a mental breakdown. He got a little reckless there, and I'm sure he's going to catch an earful on the sidelines.
Hi, I'm Mike Hall, coming to you from the U. We hope you're enjoying this ESPNU Encore presentation. ESPNU is your 24-hour home for all college sports. Due to time constraints, we now move you ahead in the action.
Well, Mr. Fouch, what do you think of your first Texas-Oklahoma game?
Well, all we need is a corny dog, and I'll be in great shape. You know, there have been fireworks in this one, but also some play that gives both teams hope of winning this ball game. I mean, Oklahoma comes in as a big underdog, but right now they're playing pretty well, only down by 8. But their defense has settled down the last couple of times Texas has had the ball.
Texas needs to quit bobbling the ball around and giving it away. Otherwise, these Sooners are going to be on their back all day long. Well, pass is completed out to Iglesias, and he's going to get to the 41, but he's still a yard or so short of the first down. We're in the second quarter of play of the ball game. And it is 14-6, 2 big plays for the Texas Longhorns. And the Sooners have cashed in on 2 field goals resulting from Texas mistakes. And that's where we are, 14-6. Adrian Peterson playing with a quite severely sprained ankle. I mean, he visibly limps. And he is unable to do much cutting on it. He's not very shifty with that kind of an injury. It's 2nd down and 1, and this is probably where he'll just go straight ahead. He seems to be pretty much all right going straight ahead. Omar, on the other hand, the quarterback, is a big, strong guy. Now they move along, change the play at the line of scrimmage, and that's not easy with this crowd roaring. Ball goes to Peterson, and he goes straight ahead, and I don't know that he made it. I don't believe he made it.
Now time for our Pacific Life game summary. Let's go back to the first quarter. Vince Young with a perfect 15-yard pass to Ramon Taylor. The fumble by Selvin Jones would lead to an Oklahoma field goal. And then that 80-yard touchdown run by Jamal Charles. Again, that's the longest run for a touchdown in this game between these two great teams.
Peterson goes out, and Dante Hickson comes in. Hickson gets the ball, trying to sweep, turns upfield, gets the first down. Big play comes from Dante Hickson, a senior out of McKinney, Texas, for Oklahoma, and puts the ball at midfield and moves the chains. First down, Sooners.
Now this is important for Oklahoma to get the other running backs involved. Hickson, a senior, has been in this position before for the Sooners. He knew the importance of getting that first down. You can see he didn't go wide. He got his shoulders heading north and south and picked up the big first down for Oklahoma.
Right on the midfield stripe. Omar's pass thrown hard and off the hands of the intended receiver, Paul Thompson. It'll be 2nd and 10, and here's Todd.
All right, Keith. Well, here's a conundrum. Roy Williams is an Oklahoma great, but now he plays for the Dallas Cowboys, and the folks in Texas now love you. A year ago, they didn't care for you. You're getting ready to play against Donovan McNabb. Your team now playing against Vince Young. Similarities?
They make plays with their feet, you know. Don't ever, think that he's down until he's down and the referee blows the whistle, man. Vince Young is a great quarterback for Texas, and Donovan's a great quarterback for Philadelphia. You just got to watch out at all times when you play them.
Your advice to your former defensive unit here?
Tackle. Bring the guy down. Make sure he's down. But that long run, number 25 did a great job, but our defense should have made those tackles.
Thank you, Roy. Keith, in Oklahoma, he's the great Roy Williams. Back to you.
Well, he's the fellow we saw in the opening moments of the ball game making that incredible play when he went over the top, knocked the ball loose from Sims, and his teammate Lehman picked it off and went in for an Oklahoma touchdown. Quite a player. 3rd down and 8. That's Joe John Finley, big tight end, moving around there. He's a big target. Bomar throws, ball is hit as he released it, and he's bounced off the turf, and the pass falls away, incomplete, and it is 4th down.
You talked about big Joe John Finley. Well, here he is, number 85. His responsibility is the blitz of Michael Huff, number 7. He goes low, Huff goes right by him and drills the quarterback. Why do you go low when you're 6'6", 240 pounds, and outweigh your opponent by over 30 pounds? Got to stay high on that block.
Cody Freeby is going to punt again, and it'll be Aaron Ross waiting for it. Ross is standing back at the 10. High kick, trying to kill it deep, trying to force a fair catch, and he does at about the 17-yard line. The Aflac trivia question: when was the last time before today that a Texas wide receiver caught a touchdown pass against the Sooners?
Here's to the beginning, a chance to carve out a new path. For this time will be different. This is the year we leave our mark. This is the game we play together. This is our season. The colors change, the fires burn, and the possibilities are endless. The NCAA Championships on ESPN.
That's a nice job. Tea? No, later.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays, 10:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Last season, millions of fans fell in love with the Contender. Now, ESPN presents a rematch of their championship war. Sergio Mora defends his Contender belt against Peter Manfredo Jr., plus an undercard featuring Alfonso Gomez, Jesse Brinkley, and Anthony Bonsante. Their stories touched our hearts. Now they fight for their boxing future. The Contender rematch live Saturday at 11 Eastern on ESPN.
ABC College Football, brought to you by Pontiac. Go online to nominate your Pontiac game-changing performance. Aflac, ask about it at work. FedEx, for the ultimate in reliable shipping. Relax, it's FedEx. And ADT, America's residential and commercial security leader. Texas football at their own 17-yard line. They come out, spread them out. 4 wide outs, and Vince Young back there by himself. Latimer blitzing, balls away, and thrown quickly, and tackle made on Billy Pittman quickly at the 15-yard line, and now they're going to mark it upfield at about the original line of scrimmage. Lewis Baker was right there. That is the ultimate danger zone. That's where the Sooners and the Longhorns have to rub shoulders, because the stadium is split right down the middle in tickets. If you are nervous about that, then I would make sure I check my ticket seat before I came without my hard hat. That pass is incomplete. It is thrown behind the intended receiver, Limas Swede. DJ Wolf's been busy. They've been kind of picking on him.
Yeah, and you can see that Young talked to Swede about cutting that route a little bit sharper. Ball thrown behind. You always hear the phrase of miscommunication. Well, that was visual evidence of it. The quarterback thinking one thing, the wide receiver thinking the other. This is exactly where Oklahoma wants Vince Young. 3rd and long out of the shotgun.
Charles is back there with him. A lot of time. Pass is open. Pass is completed. He threw a bullet to Brian Carter. First down at the 38-yard line.
Now the key to this, though, Keith, is, as you said, he had time to throw. As we check out the secondary, you're going to see how they drop back into zones on 3rd and 10. Wolf comes on the blitz from the bottom of the screen. You can see they're just playing areas on the field, and that's finding the open man.
That time the freshman Charles did his job. He picked off the blitzer. Same formation. 3 wides down here, 2 at the top. That's 5. Balls in the air, lofted downfield. The intended receiver, David Thomas, falls down. He was covered by Lewis Baker. Baker got a chuck on him coming off the line of scrimmage, and he never got his balance. Earlier, we asked you the Aflac trivia question, and the answer. When was the last time a wide receiver caught a pass? That was before today. This was Major Applewhite in 1999 throwing to Ryan Nunez when the Horns won 38-28. That was the last time they won.
Good omen, perhaps, for Longhorn fans?
Omens don't count until we get to the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 10. And that pass is complete to Limas Swede, who went out and just stopped. But the only thing wrong with it is he stopped a yard short of the line of the marker for the 1st down.
You're really seeing now the maturity of Vince Young. Didn't get frustrated by missing a couple of passes earlier. Right now, this offensive line has given him that time. And because he's so tall at 6'5", he can see over the defensive line. And throwing on 1st down is a very important thing for Young and the Longhorns, because they feel they can get good pass protection on run downs.
He's also changed cleats. We'll get that for you in a moment. But the ball, they gave the ball enough forward progress to make it a 1st down. By the nose. And so it's on the 49 for the 1st down. And this is Young. The man back in the backfield with him went right. He came left, and then for a moment it looked like he was going to get away. But his new cleats didn't do him a whole lot of good because he seemed to slip right there. Todd, do you know more about it?
Well, Keith, he changed cleats during the last change of possession. He felt like he wasn't getting enough traction. Now, we did have a little bit of rain before the game started, but he just doesn't feel like he's getting enough grip, so he's gone to a longer cleat. And they said, be watching for him, because he may take off and run just like he did moments ago, because he feels more confident in the grip he has now. Keith.
And now the sun has come out full. Bright sunshine for the 1st time today. Air under it, passer down, receiver downfield. The pass is dropped right in over the shoulder of the defender Baker for David Thomas, but he can't pull it in. Here's another update now from John in New York.
Keith, Virginia Tech was kind of struggling with Marshall until this. Bernie Morris gets flipped around. The ball goes right to Vince Hall, who takes it in 15 yards for a touchdown. And Marcus Vick has added a touchdown pass. So now Virginia Tech pulling away 31-7 in the lead now. Keith.
I have a hunch that Frank Beamer's got a pretty good football team over there in Blacksburg.
That's a pretty good hunch.
3rd down. Call it 7. Short, a long 6. Young looking around, takes off, and has that ball waving around. Nick Harris jumped on his back and trying to reach forward to get as much as he could. He put that ball out there almost unprotected, but didn't lose it.
Good job by Nick Harris. He came on the blitz, got away from Jamal Charles and just chased down the quarterback. Again, remember, Nick Harris, a 6'3", 218-pound true freshman, starting for the Sooners.
And the Longhorns will punt it. Richmond McGee, 39-48 on his 2 punts. He's trying to kill it deep, and he does inside the 10-yard line. Jawan Rankin's back there. Decided to make a fair catch and not risk it going into the end zone. And they'll put it down on the 9-yard line. 14-6, Texas leading Oklahoma.
My name is Izzy Paskowitz, and I've been running surf camps for autistic kids for 7 years. What's perfect for us is see that screaming and the kicking when they go out, and when they turn around and ride that wave in, it's just nothing like it. And there's the parents, the tears in their eyes, saying we've had a lot of tough times, but today was just a perfect day.
Where he makes his mistake is that he doesn't protect the ball.
It's pure fundamentals. Watch right here. He got sloppy. Here, right here. That's where he loses it. Let's look at that again.
Hey, honey, did you?
Always switch it to the other hand, away from where the pursuit is coming.
What exactly are you doing?
That's a mental breakdown. He got a little reckless there, and I'm sure he's going to catch an earful on the sidelines.
With my credit, I never thought I'd qualify for a new computer. But with Blue Hippo, all I need is a home phone and a checking account, and approval is guaranteed.
We're talking to people who've discovered Blue Hippo Funding's Guaranteed Approval Program. It doesn't matter if you have bad credit or no credit, because we don't check your credit. Your approval is guaranteed with just an active checking account.
I started my own home business, something I never could have done without a computer.
And if you call in the next 10 minutes, we'll include a multifunction printer, scanner, copier with your order. A $250 value, absolutely free. And we'll also include a brand new digital camera, absolutely free. That's over $500 worth of computer accessories, all for free when you call in the next 10 minutes.
I don't know why anyone wouldn't take advantage of this. It's a great offer.
Mom, can I go on the computer now?
Just a minute.
This is your chance to get a brand new, brand name computer from Blue Hippo, regardless of your credit. And by calling and ordering now, you'll receive this digital camera and this multifunction printer, scanner, copier for free. But you must call now.
Beagle at the State Fair. Think of the possibilities. Here we go, 9-yard line for Oklahoma. Omar's in the shotgun. He's asking the ball. Back there in the Texas end zone, it's pretty noisy. He's rotating, gets it off down the sidelines, incomplete. Ball was thrown out of bounds. It was not catchable, intended for Travis Wilson. The Big 12 today, this is what's shaking. Folks up in Kansas with their state battle, all even at 3 in the third quarter. Baylor's over Iowa State early on, and there's no score from the others. That Texas Tech-Nebraska thing at 4 o'clock might be kind of fun.
Yeah, find out about both those teams.
Yep.
How good are they?
I tell you what, that A&M Colorado game would be a pretty good football game. They'll be bumping each other around pretty good. You can see that Texas in total yards is just utterly dominating Oklahoma. One long drive and then a long run. And the timeout is spent now by Oklahoma, and they have 1 remaining. So there's some uncertainty still in the Oklahoma offense. They're trying to iron out some wrinkles.
You know, Chuck Long talked to me earlier this week about Brett Bomar. Bomar so high-strung, plays with such intensity that Chuck has had to almost become the calm-down coach. And get him over on the sidelines, get him on the phone, and talk to him in very calm tones. But right now, when you're backed up inside your own 10-yard line, you got to use that timeout. You go over to the sidelines, and you're hoping that Chuck Long gives you a real good play on 2nd and long.
Well, the impact of Adrian Peterson not being healthy enough to play didn't contribute much. He's been in there, and he's no question. He's hurting when he's in there. Losing that kind of ability, that kind of a threat to your offense, whew, it's like losing the wheel off your wagon. He's 3 for 10 in the ball game today. So here comes Oklahoma back now after the timeout and the conversation. 2nd down and 10 from the 9-yard line. They need to get out of there, otherwise the Longhorns are going to get the ball back in good field position. There's 8:29 left to play in the first half. Taking a lot of time, and with that back in that part of the stadium where all the Texas folks are, you're not going to get much help. He tried to run it up the middle on a quarterback draw and just got hammered.
Yeah, the Longhorns were crowding the line of scrimmage and also pinching down. And then from the outside will come Robert Killebrew, number 40. You see how they take away the middle, and there's Killebrew to clean up on the quarterback. That is a well-designed defensive play there. Gene Chizik and Dwayne Aquina, the co-defensive coordinators. Boy, did they call the right defense on that play.
It is 3rd down and 11. Lost a yard. Omar's in his end zone, throws, and is complete to Gutierrez, and Gutierrez is up to about the 15. And that's well short by 4 yards of the first down. So they've got to punt it now, and the pressure is back on the snapper, the holder, on snapper and the freebie, who is also the team's holder on points. But Cody so far has held up his end of the bargain. He had that 31-yarder, but that was for position. He had a 51 and a 55, so he's got a leg. And he lofts it high, but not very long for Aaron Ross, but he forces Ross into a fair catch at the Texas 48-yard line. The numbers on Vince Young in the ball game so far. Kind of loose with it, but he's leading 14-6.
Here's to the beginning, a chance to carve out a new path. For this time will be different. This is the year we leave our mark. This is the game we play together. This is our season. The colors change, the fires burn, and the possibilities are endless. The NCAA Championships on ESPN.
What do Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, Steve McNair, and John Stallworth have in common? They're some of the NFL's biggest stars, and they emerge from the best-kept secret in college football, historically black colleges and universities. ESPNU is proud to present HBCU football. Every week, experience the competition, the marching bands, and the excitement that is HBCU football. Watch Southern take on Texas Southern Thursday, November 3rd at 7:30 Eastern, only on ESPNU.
Is there a rallying cry for the thinkers and doers of tomorrow? A motto that sums up their passion for creativity and their pursuit of discovery? Sure there is. Hook 'em horns. We're Texas. What starts here changes the world.
I am so tired of overpaying for health insurance.
Wow, I pay a lot less, and that covers me and my family.
If you're self-employed or an individual looking for affordable health insurance for yourself and your family, do what I did. Call the Mega Life and Health Insurance Company for a free quote.
I got individual attention from a licensed Mega agent who helped me tailor a plan to match my needs and was way more than affordable.
I got great coverage at a great rate, and I could choose my own doctor on my own or from the network.
Now get this. You're covered 24/7 whether you're on the job, at home, or anywhere in the world. So, do what I did.
Call the Mega Life and Health Insurance Company for your free quote. You have absolutely no obligation, except the one to yourself, your family, and your business.
Call 1-800-826-8007 for your free mega affordable health insurance quote. Call 1-800-826-8007.
Hi, I'm Mike Hall, coming to you from the U. We hope you're enjoying this ESPNU Encore presentation. ESPNU is your 24-hour home for all college sports. Due to time constraints, we now move you ahead in the action.
14-6 at the Cotton Bowl. Talk about good genes for the big uglies, Keith. I know you like these guys. Jonathan Scott, Casey Studdard, Lyle Sendling, all Texas linemen. And look at this. Their fathers all played in the NFL. Of course, Ray with the Jets, Dave with the Denver Broncos, and Lyle, his dad, Robin, played in the NFL for 8 years. So as you would say, that's some pretty good fertilizer for your youngsters. Keith.
I would indeed. Only you would say that's good fertilizer. You're rubbing off on Todd, Keith.
No, I didn't say a word. I just listened.
Well, how costly was that penalty against OU? That's the first penalty that was been assessed against them this afternoon, and it took away a turnover. You know, when Oklahoma plays man-to-man, they are stopping the wide receivers of Texas. The only time they get in trouble is when they go play zone. If they play man-to-man and bring pressure on Young, they're doing quite well.
Vince Young, Selvin Young, and Romonch Taylor are the people in the Texas backfield, if you will. Young keeps it, goes bouncing to the outside, and they got him by the hind leg, and that's a very good way to get hurt, because they had him out there for a little bit like a wishbone. Rufus Alexander was the man that had a hold of him, wouldn't let him go, and then help came.
Now you're really seeing the strength of this Sooner defense in their linebackers. Alexander, Latimer, and Ingram. Ironically, they combined to miss the tackle on Jamal Charles's 80-yard touchdown run, and don't you know that's in the back of their head when they get Vince Young by a leg. They're not going to let go.
Charles is back in the ball game. That's a good offensive line Texas has got on the field. I believe if they just hunker down and grind a little while, it might be to their advantage. So they haven't done it. Young had just called Texas last time out. He didn't like what he saw and immediately called for time. Then goes over and shakes hands with number 16 of Oklahoma.
Now, Keith, if you see a great Pontiac game-changing performance today, nominate it at ESPN.com. Search Pontiac. Pontiac will contribute $5,000 to the winning school's scholarship fund. And perhaps that Jamal Charles run would be a candidate.
I would think.
I would get him the ball.
That interception that was nullified a while ago would have been another big one, but it went away, and the Oklahoma side still mumbling about it. This game is always, not always, but oftentimes has been decided by mistakes. And again, that has been pretty much the theme here in the first half.
And really, that's what rivalries are all about, mistakes and controversies. I'm sure that pass interference call will go right in there with all the other questionable calls in this great series. But at that point, Oklahoma had momentum, both on offense and defense, and they were going to get great field position, which is more important than anything.
David Thomas had run back onto the field. It looked to me like he brought the play in. So it is 3rd down and 9 for Texas on the Oklahoma 45. Time for Young, passing underneath. The pass caught by Romonch Taylor. He was a tailback a year ago, remember, and he hauls it on down the field for a first down.
Really a good call by Greg Davis, the offensive coordinator, because once you get the ball in a former running back's hands who's now playing wide receiver, you're going to get something extra. And here's the extra that Taylor gives you. Taking care of contact, making sure he's got the ball, picking up a big first down.
That's a 22-yard pickup and a first down for Texas at the Oklahoma 23. In And the traffic goes Jamal Charles, same kind of a move that freed him for 80 yards and a touchdown. He didn't this time. Sooners got him. 100th game between these two teams. They moved into this building in 1930.
100th game, Keith, and 100 yards already for Jamal Charles.
Orange threatening again now, leading 14-6. We're coming down toward the end of the half. We've got 4 minutes now left to go in the first half. Passes away to the corner of the end zone, and it is incomplete, too long. Intended for Billy Pittman, and defending was Eric Bassey.
Well, Young is lucky that he saw Bassey at the last second coming over into that zone, because Bassey had a beat on this ball. It was thrown high by Young. I think he threw it out of the back of the end zone when he saw number 13 running that way. Here's Bassey, number 13, trying to get the ball into the corner here. And Bassey does a nice job of coming off his primary responsibility.
Third down and 8. My goodness. I guess he was throwing it for David Thomas, but he was covered in white.
Well, the key word there, Keith, is guess. I guess you're right. He was guessing he was going to throw it to Thomas.
Lucky to get that thing back. This will bring David Pino into the ball game, the place kicker for the Longhorns, a 5'8", 180-pound senior out of Wichita Falls. He's 5 for 5 this year.
David Pino, number 15,
His career long was 42 yards against the Buckeyes at Ohio State, game that the Longhorns pulled out very late. This will be a 37-yarder. Not a leg on it. Good. So it's 17-6 now. He converts that 37-yarder. Texas leads.
In college sports, emotion is an heirloom. Passion is passed on from one generation to the next. Allegiance as a family affair. The binding force to it all? Tradition. Ceremonious walks and chants. Rivalries. Picnics and parties. The customs that create a sense of belonging to this moment and all the celebrations past. Right out in front are the performances. The nation's youth stretching for perfection before our eyes. In the ultimate metaphor for America's possibilities.
That's a nice job.
Tea?
No, later.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays, 10:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
You may know about OU athletics, but what do you know about OU academics? Did you know that OU ranks first in the nation per capita in National Merit Scholars enrolled at a public university? Did you know that OU has nearly quadrupled the number of endowed professorships in less than a decade, and that OU ranks in the top 10 in the freshman year experience? OU also has one of the top university art museums in the country, which houses the single most important gift of art ever given to a public university. The University of Oklahoma. We have it all.
Horns up, 17-6. Sooners offense hampered considerably by the loss of Adrian Peterson, who's hampered by a severely sprained ankle. It's an inside sprain, too, and it's difficult.
And their passing game's been horrible. Just 3 of 12 for Bomar for 22 yards.
Brett Johnson hit it. Up puts it short and high. Taken by Reggie Smith. Well, you can't Can't be tiptoeing. You got to drop your shoulder and come on up the field, and he didn't get much out of it. Tonight, ESPN has a big ball game in the Big Ten standings. The Ohio State Buckeyes are going into Penn State to play Joe Paterno's undefeated Lions. That'll be very big in the minds of many in the Big Ten country. That'll be 7:45 Eastern Time. Prime time presented by Polaroid on ESPN tonight. Adrian Peterson is the deep back. Fake to him. He falls down, and this is Bomar running into 3 Longhorns. And if he keeps doing that, Paul Thompson's going to be playing quarterback.
Yeah, could be calling the Undertaker to come get Bomar. He's a tough guy. Good size, very strong. You can see he's struggling in the passing game right now. It's good to get him out on the run because he does throw well on the run. But that time, Texas was all over his receivers.
He got a couple of yards. It'll be second down, and they'll call it 7 officially. Peterson stays in. Pass is thrown. I don't know where it's thrown, but they get a flag on it. Penalty flag is thrown as the intended receiver ran between a couple of Longhorns. Malcolm Kelly was the receiver.
This ball was so far over the head. Yeah, Max saying it's uncatchable. There was no way Kareem Abdul-Jabbar couldn't have caught this one.
Pass interference on a defense. Number 5. 15-yard penalty from previous box. Automatic first down.
They're going to call Brown for the pass interference. Let's take it out. Trying to get the ball to Malcolm Kelly, who's 6'4". Needed to be 8'4". You can't even see the ball in that picture. That's how far it was overthrown.
No way he could have caught it. But I guess the feeling was that he impeded his progress.
Still got to be catchable for that progress.
Omar saw a little daylight on the left side and took off. Aaron Harris was there to stop him. Aaron Harris had just an incredible ball game himself in the Rose Bowl game against Michigan last year, and since then has risen to be a very dominant persona in that Texas defense. Plays middle linebacker.
You mentioned at the top of the game, Keith, that number 2 made 18 tackles in this game last year when the Longhorns held the Sooners to just 12 points.
Bomar sidearms it. Penalty flag again. Travis Wilson was down to get it, and they're going to mark it there as a catch. Be short of the first down, but let's see about the penalty.
Illegal formation on the offense. Not enough players on the line. Second down.
Not enough players on the line of scrimmage. That's why you get that illegal formation call. Got to have 7 up there.
They'll need something in the clubhouse, in the Oklahoma clubhouse, to calm down dyspepsia after watching this first half. They've had some big opportunities, but have made mistakes that nullified them. Now they go to 3 wideouts on the bottom of your picture, the one on top, and run the ball. This will be Gutierrez, and he's going to lose a couple of yards. And Aaron Harris is the man that stopped him. So now Oklahoma looks at 3rd and long with the passing game that has been utterly ineffective. There's Aaron Harris. Comes from Mesquite. The bad news for all of you playing Texas in the future, he's a sophomore.
3rd down, 12.
He's a senior, according to my book. That graphics wrong. 3rd down and 12. It's a low pass. Incomplete pass. Joaquin Iglesias reaching down to get it. Aaron Harris is a senior. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Bomar's struggling in the passing game. Started the game throwing the ball low. We've seen him airmail a receiver. That one, he had a shot at Iglesias, but again, thrown low. And you've got a quarterback just shaking his head on the sidelines, wondering how he's going to get a completion.
Aaron Ross is standing back at the 20, and Cody Freeby now is in for his 5th punt of the first half. Didn't get a whole lot of that when this could be returned. Yeah, that's good coverage by the Longhorns. And they stopped the return man up around the 30-yard line. And Todd, go ahead.
Well, Keith, Aaron Harris is a senior from Mesquite, Texas. No relation, but he is so good. He was honored this summer by his hometown of Mesquite with Aaron Harris Day for all he's done for the community and representing the city so well. And the guy is a true Renaissance man. He's prone to writing poetry in his off times when he's not sacking quarterbacks, Keith.
Didn't he promise us one for the game today?
If they win, I think we might get a good one.
First down on the 30 with 55 seconds remaining in the first half. Dropped it, picks it up, got to run. This is where he can kill you. Gets all the way to the 40 for a first down. Oyenegetcha brought him down for Oklahoma. Oyenegetcha.
You know, again, when I talked to Vince earlier this week, he was emphasizing how important it was for Texas to execute their plays properly and execute. And I said, yeah, well, and then after you execute, you can ad lib. Pretty good at that.
Ball's on the 41, first down. Oyenegetcha is another one of those players that's come out of the City College of San Francisco. Has the penalty flag. Ball's in the air. Pass thrown downfield is picked off by Oklahoma. That's going to be a dead ball, apparently. A dead ball foul. I want to go over to that City College of San Francisco and just breathe the air next week when we go up to do the Cal game.
Hey, we should be a 40. Offense. Number 5. 5-yard penalty. Still first down. Yeah, we need
to get Billy Pittman for moving early. And the way that play turned out with the interception, that's a good penalty for Texas.
The interception doesn't stand because it was a dead ball foul. In other words, the foul occurred prior to the snap of the ball.
And the officials clearly blew their whistle and threw a flag at the same time, stopping the play.
32 seconds remaining to play in the first half. Texas has control of it right now.
You're going to put some extra time on the clock because of that dead ball penalty.
Feeling around this area is that these two teams will cease to play their game here after they finish 2007, because there's a clause in the existing contract that allows them to go after 2007. And it's a divided camp pretty much, but there's some strong feelings that the city of Dallas hasn't really moved very quickly. And the renovation idea is not going to be in a low figure, and it's not going to take 6 months to do. It's going to take a couple of years. So I don't know what'll happen. Feeling, I think, generally is that they'll go back to campus, home and home.
You can see they added 9 seconds. The referee's microphone not working. He had to go over to the sidelines, get up on the phone. But it would be a shame, Keith, to move this out of this great setting. It's so unique.
It's a gem. It really is, and has been for so long. It's a great rivalry, and the schools feel good about coming here for it because the region has embraced both, and it's right in between the two campuses. So it'll be first down and 15 as we go now from 32 seconds, clock running. Vince Young, high deep route downfield. He's got a man wide open. He's got the ball. Billy Pittman, touchdown. Buster Busted coverage. Pittman ran free.
That's just a killer play for Texas here at the end of the first half. Getting it all in one big bomb there to Billy Pittman. Vince Young with a great rainbow pass, just let the speedster run under it.
64 yards. And Pino for the point.
But it would be a shame, Keith, to move this out of this great setting. It's so unique.
It's a gem. It really is. It has been for so long. It's a great rivalry, and the schools feel good about coming here for it because the region has embraced both, and it's right in between the two campuses. So it'll be first down and 15 as we go now from 32 seconds, clock running. Vince Young, high, deep route downfield. He's got a man wide open. He's got the ball. Billy Pittman, touchdown. Busted coverage. Pittman ran free.
That's just a killer play for Texas here at the end of the first half. Getting it all in one big bomb there to Billy Pittman. Vince Young with a great rainbow pass, just let the speedster run under it.
64 yards. And Pino for the point. The touchdown plays have been 15, 80, and now 64 yards. Kick is good. Oh, be careful, don't crack a rib. 24-6 is the score now.
Young had time to throw as he rolls out. And watch how high he throws this ball. He's got Pittman in his sights right now, and he just lofts it down there right to the fingertips in perfect stride for Pittman. Never had to slow down. Raises that one finger. Touchdown, Texas. You cannot say that Texas is being conservative today. This is Pittman's second touchdown catch of the year and his career long. And what a time for it to happen.
17 seconds remaining as the horns come out to kick off now. That was a dagger, boy.
Yeah, especially when you look at how poorly the Oklahoma offense has performed in the first half.
Greg Johnson, who comes from Lilburn, Georgia. Squirts it downfield. The Sooners don't handle it very well. Travis Wilson is going to get inside the 10-yard line. He didn't handle it as it came rolling down the field, and here they are in deep trouble, but for the sake of Oklahoma, there's only 11 seconds left to play in the first half. Coming up, John Craig Aaron. They'll be talking with some of the students at Penn State who've been camped out in Tent City trying to get tickets to go to the ball game at State College tonight, 5 o'clock, when Ohio State Buckeyes come out of the tunnel to face the Nittany Lions.
They're all rooting on Joe Paterno.
I'm happy for ticket death. But Ohio State, boy, that's a pretty good football team. All right, they take a knee and they'll go to the clubhouse. And if you look at the big plays, this has been the place today because Texas has certainly produced them, and they hold a 24-6 lead over the Oklahoma Sooners.
The amazing thing for the quarterback, Vince Young, he's done it through the air, Keith. 178 yards passing.
Todd Harris now.
Coach, what do you need to fix at halftime?
Well, we've given up 2 big plays on defense that have killed us, and then offensively we got to get something going. We're just not consistent enough. Got to be able to throw it. Got to get a lot going.
Keith.
I have got a full plate, Bob. 24-6, Texas leads Oklahoma.
Last season, millions of fans fell in love with the Contender. Now, ESPN presents a rematch of their championship war. Sergio Mora defends his Contender belt against Peter Manfredo Jr., plus an undercard featuring Alfonso Gomez, Jesse Brinkley, and Anthony Bonsante. Their stories touched our hearts. Now they fight for their boxing future. The Contender rematch live Saturday at 11 Eastern on ESPN.
Is there a rallying cry for the thinkers and doers of tomorrow? A motto that sums up their passion for creativity and their pursuit of discovery? Sure there is. Hook 'em horns. We're Texas. What starts here changes the world.
No crunches ever.
Introducing the Ab Lounge, scientifically designed to get you up off the floor, making old-fashioned crunches a thing of the past.
Sculpt your abdominals using the Ab Lounge Jackknife, proven in university testing to be better for your body. Compare the Ab Lounge to an old-fashioned crunch. The advanced Ab Lounge Jackknife generates up to 75% more muscle activity in the upper and lower abdominals, and an amazing 268% more in the love handle obliques.
It's a complete lifestyle system, including Ab Lounge toning routine, healthy eating guide, and an aerobic workout designed to maximize results.
I have this one pair of jeans. After just 8 weeks, my fat jeans don't really fit anymore.
And now, for 2005, we'll also include the ultimate package, including a fitness computer, toning bands, fitness and nutrition CD-ROM, and an extended 1-year warranty. Call now to try the Ab Lounge for 30 days for just $14.95. If you don't agree the Ab Lounge is the best way to a sexy stomach, just send it back for a refund of your $14.95.
Hi, I'm Mike Hall, coming to you from the U. We hope you're enjoying this ESPNU Encore presentation. ESPNU is your 24-hour home for all college sports. Due to time constraints, we now move you ahead in the action.
You're watching college football on ABC Sports Championship Television.
A 24-6 lead for the Texas Longhorns, the #2 team in the country, over the Oklahoma Sooners. And Dan, they've done it on big plays. A 15-yard jump ball in the corner of the end zone, 80-yard run, and a 64-yard pass run.
You know, if you take away that 80-yard run by Jamal Charles, Texas has not been able to run the ball. Vince Young has not been able to break free, but he's done it with his arm, with the big plays. And you got to give a lot of credit to Texas's defense. They have Rhett Bomar totally frustrated. His first half is one he'll want to forget.
And the Texas offensive line is strong enough, big enough, and tough enough just simply to protect Vince Young. He's been available, and they've got him a couple of times, but not in a harmful way. You would think that Texas would want to pound the ball now against Oklahoma with this big lead. But they have been sloppy with the ball in that first half. You'd want to be sure that they have better ball security here in the second. Well, Oklahoma now is going to get the ball first to start the second half of play. And I don't know. Interesting to see if they can crank up something. That ball is kicked to the sidelines. It's taken at about the 17-yard line. There's a penalty flag on the field. And the return of the kickoff is to about the 25. Travis Wilson. Oh, there have been some laundry left laying on the landscape, and we'll see what that amounts to.
Offside. Kicking team. Number 18. Our penalty. Re-kick.
Well, they had the ball at the 25. They could have refused it and gone from there, but I guess they have the feeling that the idea was to get the ball up in the air and keep OU away from a big return by backing him up 5 yards they can pick up 5 at the other end. That's not necessarily true.
Now, I'm wondering about this decision. I would like that ball at the 25-yard line if I'm a Sooner fan. Greg Johnson has a big leg. He can reach the end zone from here and pin the Sooners back deeper than that 25.
The intent on that one obviously was to get it up in the air and give his people time to come down and nullify a return. Let's see what he does here. He might just go ahead and swing it full tilt. We'll see. Yeah, there you go. It's on back to the 6-yard line for Travis Wilson. And down he goes. So he's taken down at the 19-yard line. Todd Harris talked to the Longhorn coach, Mac Brown, when they came out of the clubhouse. Here's that conversation.
Coach, great first half for you. Do you call off the Dogs now, or do you go into attack mode, or a little more conservative?
Well, you're in a situation where OU is one of the winningest programs in college football. They're really well coached. They've got tremendous pride. This thing's not over, so we got to start back like it's 0-0 and keep playing.
Thanks for your time. Thanks, Todd.
All right, the Longhorn defense now, if they can pin Oklahoma, can give their offense the ball back in good field position. But let's see what the Sooners can do offensively after they've had their meeting in the clubhouse. Kewan Jones is the back standing alongside Rhett Bromar, and he's got the ball cutting back into the middle. Will get from the 19 to the 21.
Time for our Pacific Life game summary. The first half stats. Texas is up 24-6 because their defense has held OU to only 2.1 yards a play. OU has 4 first downs, and they've been unable to sustain any drives because they've converted on only 1 out of 8 third downs.
The busiest guy on the Oklahoma side so far has been the punter.
And that's not good. No.
Movement along the front. That might be 5 right there.
Yeah. Chris Messner came up out of his stance.
Chris Messner was a starter at the beginning of the season.
79. Offense. Still second down.
He's been moved. He's been dinged up some, and then he's been moved to help out injuries at other spots. And right now he's in there at right tackle because Brandon Braxton, is the big freshman tackle, is a bit dinged up.
And remember, Oklahoma could have had the ball on the 25-yard line to start this second half. They've now back 9 yards from that point, all the way back to the 16.
And it's second down and 13. Lucky to get it back. It was intended for Thompson, and the only man who had a chance to catch it was Aaron Ross.
You can see in that first half the problems that this Sooner offense has had. And there's your busy day for your punter, Cody Freeby, with 5 punts. But, you know, Bomar is trying to throw the ball to a quarterback in Paul Thompson. Thompson has 1 reception. And right now, this pass offense is in dire straits when your #1 receiver is your backup quarterback.
Got another flag. This one's thrown from across the way. Dead ball foul.
Defense. 5-yard penalty.
That's 2 in a row.
Been a rough first half for the young redshirt freshman. Taking a shot from Michael Huff there, one from Killebrew, right in the chops. And then every time he runs the ball, it seems like there's 3 or 4 burnt orange jerseys ready to drill him once again.
The ball goes back to the 11 now and becomes 3rd down and 18. So the Sooners are going backwards to start the second half. Out of the end zone, throws it into the ground, and it is incomplete, and that will not be a grounding call because there was a man in the general area and he was being hammered.
As Kewan Jones, number 20 there. And there's another shot for Bomar. threw it right at the feet of Kewan Jones. No intentional grounding.
Ryan Orakpo, who's another freshman, he's playing tackle or defensive end, that is, for Texas.
Could the Sooners have a worse start to a second half, down 18?
Yes, they could. Kick is out of there. The catch is made. And
he signaled for fair catch.
I thought his hand went up. Yeah, there's your flag.
There it is.
Aaron Ross is a cornerback who goes back on the punch. And he had raised the hand and dropped it and made the catch and was defending himself.
You can't run, though, after you put that hand up.
Nope.
You don't see the official carrying that flag in that top pocket very often, do you?
No.
Looks kind of nice.
Must have been a president. He wouldn't throw it
We'll
off.
delay a game on receiving team. Gave a fair catch signal, then ran with the ball. 5-yard penalty, first down.
We're flipping our way through the book on the assortment of penalties that have been called in this ball game today. Little mistakes, but in Oklahoma's case, they've been little penalties that have just humored. Timeout.
Steerable bi-xenon headlights. Just one of the 120 not-so-standard features available on the all-new German-engineered Passat. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Want to hang out with an NFL receiver?
You think you've got what it takes?
Now, you could put Torrey Holt in your room with Fathead.
Hey, you call me a fathead?
Big and bold, Fathead is pure NFL power and action.
Man, I didn't know I looked that good.
Fathead are easy to put up. Just peel and place. Fathead won't damage your walls and can be moved over and over.
That's all you gotta do?
Too big and real for retail stores? Just visit fathead.com to find all of your favorite Fathead teams and players. Officially licensed by the National Football League and Players, Inc. Favre, McNabb, Vick, Urlacher, Barber, and Torrey Holt.
Go big, go real. Go get a Fathead right now. They're gonna be gone soon.
Fathead. Go big, real big. Classic and collectible. Fathead.com.
What are you looking at?
You may know about OU athletics, but what do you know about OU academics? Did you know that OU ranks first in the nation per capita in National Merit Scholars enrolled at a public university? Did you know that OU has nearly quadrupled the number of endowed professorships in less than a decade, and that OU ranks in the top 10 in the freshman year experience? OU also has one of the top university art museums in the country, which houses the single most important gift of art ever given to a public university. The University of Oklahoma. We have it all.
All right, now here we go with Texas. Finally get everything organized, and the ball is resting at the 47-yard line where it's a first down, and Vince Young hands it away to Jamal Charles. And Charles cutting back will get 7 yards on the carry. Remember that a year ago, Oklahoma came in here and shut out the Longhorns 12-0. And then the season went along, and we wound up with Texas out against Michigan in the Rose Bowl. And the team that we saw in the Rose Bowl, it just seemed incredible to me. They could be shut out by anybody 12-0. Beaten maybe, but not shut out.
Yeah. And shutting out that guy.
Yeah.
Vince Young.
They stay with the run. And they'll have it down across the 45. They're a yard short of the first down. Let's, for just a moment, for the sake of reflection, have a look at what he did. Some of the things that this fellow did in that Rose Bowl game.
Yeah, he rushed for 4 scores, passed for another. But the incredible thing, on all 4 of his touchdown runs, he went in standing up against a solid Michigan defense.
When you go play Michigan in a ball game like that, you win by a point, and still your britches aren't dirty. That's some performance. This is big old Henry Melton, 6'3", 270-pound freshman running back out of Grapevine, and this is the second time he's been put in the ball game on 3rd down and a long yard to pick up a 1st down, and it's the second time that he's failed to do it.
Well, he's just running too high, Keith. He's 6'3", but look at how high his pads are. Dvorak, 94 there, gets underneath him and pulls him back and stops him short of the 1st down. He's a true freshman, and he will learn. They might want to think about backing him up a little bit so he can get more momentum going with all that 270 he's carrying.
Remember Earthquake Inyard?
Yes, I do.
Oregon State. Jamal Charles is back in there, and Vince Young in the quarterback sneak. He goes for it, and he's got it.
And did you see how low he was?
Yes.
Went between the guard and tackle gap, stayed low, and easily picked up the 1st down.
He went right in behind Lyle Sinline and Will Allen. Will Allen's 315, Sinline's 305. Blaylock's on the outside at the tackle spot at 329. They ought to be able to knock down the corn crib.
And you can see the improvement that Vince Young since this game last year, how well he's performed. And in total offense today, he's just about at 200 yards.
It's on the 42-yard line. Down the middle. Oh, he had him wide open. Billy Pittman was clean and free, and he missed him.
Trying to get the ball between the linebackers. You can see Young saying he wanted him to flatten that route out a little bit, not take it down the field so much. But again, you got to be worried if you're Oklahoma, because Young had 4 or 5 seconds to find Pittman over the middle.
Charles is back there with him. This time he misses Romont Taylor. So that's twice he's had open receivers.
Yeah, but he's going to the right place. That was a man-to-man coverage on the outside with Taylor, and the ball was forced to be thrown by the blitzing Sooners. So Young really couldn't wait on that one. The way you buy time is lofting it in the air, letting your speedsters run under it, as he did earlier in the game when Pittman got that long touchdown.
They go to the 3 wideout set again. It's 3rd and 10. Well, he decided, he looked and looked and looked. There was nobody available in the secondary, and finally the Sooners get to him, and again it's those Sooner linebackers jumping him.
Take a look at the pass chart for Vince Young. You can see that his big success, obviously, when you throw a touchdown pass to either side of the field, down the field, as he's done, his number's going to look real good.
McGee lofts it up. It's the tail dragger, and he's going to kill it pretty deep. Jawan Rankins at the 13-yard line. That's where the Sooners will start when we come back.
If it's played on a campus, it's on ESPNU.
That's 3-on-2. Score! He kept his feet going. Touchdown.
He's got it! The best college sports action all year long.
Oh, to Kerry Davis Rocket! The Denver Pioneers win the national championship. Scores!
Here's what's playing tomorrow night. At 8, the season weekly, Virginia Tech football. At 9, the honor roll counts down college basketball's greatest players. ESPNU, always in season.
My name is Izzy Paskowitz, and I've been running surf camps for autistic kids for 7 years. What's perfect for us is see that screaming and the kicking when they go out. And when they turn around and ride that wave in, it's just nothing like it. And there's the parents, tears in their eyes, saying, we've had a lot of tough times, but today was just a perfect day.
Where he makes his mistake is that he doesn't protect the ball.
It's pure fundamentals. Watch right here. He got sloppy. Here, right here. That's where he loses it. Let's look at that again.
Hey, honey, did you?
Always switch it to the other hand, away from where the pursuit is coming.
What exactly are you doing?
That's a mental breakdown. He got a little reckless there, and I'm sure he's going to catch an earful on the sidelines.
Hi, I'm Mike Hall, coming to you from the U. We hope you're enjoying this ESPNU Encore presentation. ESPNU is your 24-hour home for all college sports. Due to time constraints, we now move you ahead in the action.
Huge third down for the OU defense.
3rd and 7. Receiver waiting. I'm not sure that he was far enough to get the first down, though. David Thomas, the tight end. Mark by the linesman is close. Penalty flag back inside where the ball was thrown. That's going to be a roughing the passer call.
And you can see Vince obviously agreeing with this call.
From the end of the run, first down.
And this penalty, because it's from the end of the run, will give Texas great field position. There's the tight end open over the middle to Thomas, and out of the picture goes the quarterback, Vince Young.
Clint Ingram hit him.
Yeah, hit him good, too. That one hurt.
The penalty will put the football at the 29 of Oklahoma, and first down, Texas. Start so quick.
That's the football player in the Pete. Yep. We've seen his track speed straight ahead, but it's those quick feet. He'll stop like that, move laterally, then move down the field. Looks like he might have an ankle problem. You know, that big thing about that penalty, it looked to me like Thomas was going to be short of that first down.
Yeah, I think it was. This what he's done there, and look at the people that he's moved ahead. Campbell, Williams, Benson. Are you kidding me? Ooh, those fellows walk hallowed ground.
They walk on air.
This is Selvin Young getting some work now, the junior out of Houston, and he works his way through the traffic for about 3 or 4 yards. We're in the 3rd quarter of play, 6:22 to go. A slowed game now, as Oklahoma has been unable to chip away at the Texas 24-6 lead.
Yeah, they're setting their own tempo now, Keith. The clock is their enemy of Texas right now, or their ally, rather. They just want to make it keep running, and they're doing a good job of just that.
They used all of it that time, didn't they? Earned up the 25-second clock.
Delay game. Number 10 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Time permitting, we'll have the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report with John, Craig, and Aaron. Highlights, analysis, and stories from about the country.
You know, if OU's defense has done anything well today, it has been preventing Texas on 3rd down. They're just 3 out of 11 converting, and now a short 3rd down becomes a long 3rd down.
5 wideouts for Texas. Loop to the corner, and it'll be touchdown, Billy Pittman.
Last time Texas won this ball game, Major Applewhite threw 3 touchdown passes. Vince Young has just thrown his 3rd touchdown pass.
Pino for the point. Good. At 5:26 to go in the 3rd quarter, it's now 31-6. Texas.
Young finding Pittman against Johan Poteet. And Pittman does a great job of battling for this ball. Ball's thrown just a little bit short. He sees it, grabs it, keeps his feet, hangs on to the ball. Look at Latimer with the pressure on the blitz. Again, it's a blitz by Brent Venables' defense. And once again, Young has the answer for it.
Poteet didn't give up, but he lost the battle. And the touchdown goes to Pittman. He's making it look easy.
Well, when he's on, he does make it look easy. But normally, he makes it look easy running the ball. Take a look at our progressive drive summary. And this was helped by the personal foul roughing the passer call against Clint Ingram on a 3rd down when Young found David Thomas for what appeared to be just short of the 1st down.
It seems like every one of the penalties Oklahoma's had today has really been a heavy. This is Travis Wilson getting toward the sidelines and finally pulled down, tracked down from behind by one of the Texas DBs. That would be Brendan Foster. But it's still a big return for the Sooners, who've not had a whole lot to clap about.
Now Wilson is down on the sidelines. More bad news for the Cream and Crimson. This happens so often on a tackle. The tackler will get the legs. You see, I think he got hurt when he swung over the tackler when he came down.
Well, let's see what the Sooners can do with possession at their own 42-yard line, trailing 31-6. Bomar throws quickly. The pass is complete to Manuel Johnson. And Johnson he gets 3. Up to the 45.
Yeah, I got to go to the hurry-up offense now. 25 points down and 5 minutes to go in the 3rd. No choice. And watch Texas tee off with their defensive line now.
Gets rid of the ball in a hurry. Over to Gutierrez, but he's down right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing. I think one thing that Texas has shown here, that traveling north and south is rather difficult against them. But going east and west, it's impassable.
They are a veteran team. A lot of seniors on this front 4 and in their linebackers and in their secondary. They've been here and they've done it, although they haven't beaten Oklahoma.
3rd down and 7. They're trying to break Oklahoma's 5-game win string. Bomar reaching to midfield, but he's still 2.5 yards short of his 1st down, and so it's 4th down.
You know, this just kills Stoops to have to go for it, or to have to bring out the punt team and not go for it. Well, Charles heading to the locker room. Brett Bomar may be heading to his locker room after that last hit. He came up limping.
Travis Wilson was walking down the sideline over there. Looked like he was going to the house, but he's coming back now, walking slowly.
See Charles with his shoe off and examining that left ankle.
8th punt by Cody Freeby. They don't punt it. They snap it short. And J.D. Runnels, the fullback, fighting, trying to get to the first down marker. I don't believe he made it.
Not a very imaginative fake punt play. Runnels is the fullback, 237 pounds. It just took the ball from the direct snap and went right up the middle with a flying wedge. And you're right, Keith. He's short of the yellow line, which is unofficial, of course, but it's awful accurate. There's Runnels right in the middle there. And he takes the snap, and they try to get a good push going. He's reached with the ball, knowing he was short of the first down. And the Longhorns with another good play. Here's that yellow line. Let's see if he reached the ball past it. Yeah, he certainly did. Boy, bad mark for the Sooners. And another break for the Longhorns. He was past that yellow line before he reached the ball out.
That is unofficial, that yellow line. They're short by the length of the ball.
Not only is that yellow line unofficial, so am I. But they may take a look at it, Keith. You know, they can review this.
Well, Mr. Laurie is the replay man, an accomplished referee of many years in the Big 12. His brother's on the...
Going to take a look at the replay of the last play.
The officials, Clete Bakeman's the head lineman, Greg Burks the field judge, Tom Quick the umpire, Tom Keeling the line judge, Homer Jackson the back, and the side judge is Phil Laurie.
This is really a good angle to show this. You can see he's just about to the line. Now he's across the line. Now he reaches well past the line. That should be a reversal and a first down for Oklahoma.
They've reversed 14 so far, I think they said in the conference.
After looking at the replay, the ball will be played on a 47.5 and a first down.
So that's a reversal.
Good use of the replay.
Yep.
And a break for Oklahoma. Now let's see what they can do with it.
They finally get one, huh? Bob must have been thinking that the whole tunnel was dark today.
Hey, you got to wonder about Travis Wilson, his health, and remember, Rhett Bomar limped off the field.
And he's limping back on.
Yeah. And Wilson is out there with him as well.
Nobody in front of him, so he pulls it down and takes off. Goes into a head-first dive. That's dangerous. They mark him just short of the 40. They got to go inside the 38 to get their first down, so they're looking at 2.5 yards at least, maybe close to 3.
Taking a lot of time, too, getting things squared away at the line of scrimmage.
That won't work. That was Kewan Jones coming back to run the inside slant, and there was nothing there but burnt orange.
Yeah, Michael Griffin came out of his free safety spot and really finished off this play. Another tackle for Griffin. He's the second leading tackler. Watch him read this sweep play, basically. He just comes up, lays that shoulder in, and Jones goes down sideways.
And it's third down and short 3. goodness. He had his man.
He got picked off.
It got intercepted. He threw the ball. It bounced off the shoulder pads of the receiver Johnson, and Michael Griffin dove in there and intercepted.
Looked like the ball came down on the receiver's chest, and Griffin was just there to rip it off. Little slant route here for Johnson. Bobbles it, bounces it. That's a good call. That ball was in the air, and talk about being right on the spot and down on another spot goes the quarterback Bomar one more time.
He'll be sore.
He'll be sore in about 40 years from this game.
35-yard line. And it is Vince Young getting loose. Needs a block. Got people tracking him, and they finally take him down just as he crosses midfield and picks up another first down. And another update now from John in New York.
Keith, the singular All-America Player of the Week. How about Tyrell Sutton of Northwestern? 244 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 touchdown through the air as they surprise Wisconsin 51-48. Text vote to 87654 now on your singular phone for your ballot. Keith.
Ooh, that's an upset of considerable dimension. This is Selvin Young. Fresh legs, finding some running room. He's going to pick up about 6 yards on the carry, maybe 7. Tomorrow night, 8 Eastern on ESPN. The Cincinnati Bengals, who are undefeated at 4-0, will go down to Jacksonville to battle the Jaguars. And then on Monday night at 9 Eastern on ABC, we'll have the San Diego Chargers and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, go Chargers.
Somebody jumped them the other day, though, didn't it?
Yeah, they jumped all over New England.
Yep, they beat up on New England. Yep. That ball is given to Young again, and Selvin getting in some work will pick up a first down for Texas as the Horns now are working on running the ball out of this particular formation.
They're doing a good job of calling the right play at the right time. The Sooners had another corner blitz coming that time from Anya Ngecha, and that's exactly where Texas ran the ball, into that vacated area to pick up the first down.
39-yard line. 31-6, and we're inside a minute to go in the third quarter. Sooners might have got away with offsides there because Ingram was blitzing from this side, and he was a little bit ahead of things, but that's all right. He got away with it. Clock ticking along. We go inside a half minute to go in the third quarter. And the sky is blue and the sun is bright. And the temperature very pleasant now, and the folks, a couple 100,000 of them probably, have come to the fair. And go on into the evening. The crowd is 75,452 here at the ball game. Vince Young's pass incomplete. And that stops the clock with 1 tick remaining. They ran Lima Swede at DJ Wolf.
This is such a unique situation in this stadium, Keith, with half burnt orange, the other half crimson. And one side is always cheering, the other side is quiet. And so the players really can't get an indication of how well they're doing unless you look at the scoreboard. But body language has a lot to do with it, too. You look over there at the Sooners, and they look totally defeated right now. And look at the scoreboard, you know why.
Big plays do funny things to your psyche, don't they?
Well, you know, some of the biggest plays in that first half was Texas recovering their own fumbles. Right? Opening kickoff of the game, Terrell Brown got on his. Vince Young was hit from behind. He fumbled, but recovered it.
3rd and 8. Goes for the first down and gets it as he completes the pass to his tight end, David Thomas. And it's 31-6 after 3. ABC Sports presentation of college football back after this message and the word from our ABC station.
As ESPNU bounces around the country to tip off college hoops.
The wait is over.
Be there as our teams meet your teams on the U Midnight Madness. It all starts Friday at 7 on ESPNU.
People have been waiting for this game for a long time. In fact, the fans are already out in force. The marching band is here as well. Coming up on the countdown to kick off the game show.
Football. Are you in good hands?
Here's to the beginning. A chance to carve out a new path. For this time will be different. This is the year we leave our mark. This is the game we play together. This is our season. The colors change, the fires burn, and the possibilities are endless. The NCAA Championships on ESPN.
That's a nice job.
Tea?
No, later.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays, 10:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Last season, millions of fans fell in love with the Contender. Now, ESPN presents a rematch of their championship war. Sergio Mora defends his Contender belt against Peter Manfredo Jr., plus an undercard featuring Alfonso Gomez, Jesse Brinkley, and Anthony Bonsante. Their stories touched our hearts. Now they fight for their boxing future. The Contender rematch live Saturday at 11 Eastern on ESPN.
You're watching college football on ABC Sports, home of the Bowl Championship Series.
Here we go to the final quarter of the 100th game between the Oklahoma Sooners and Texas Longhorns. We're at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. This is the scoring by quarter to this time. 14-6, 24-6, and now 31-6. Texas is in control of the ball game, and they have the ball, moving it again toward the Oklahoma goal line. Selvin Young has moved into the backfield, replacing Jamal Charles, who looked like he might have sprained an ankle and went to the clubhouse. And I think we've changed quarterbacks, too, for Texas. Colt McCoy, I think, is going to be the... No, Young is still there. Colt McCoy is warmed up, and I'm sure that Nordgren is also warmed.
I was getting warm, too.
Were you? But... you get to a situation in the ball game where I think Mack Brown might consider putting Vince Young on the bench.
Well, you always can have an injury. There's no question about that. And an injury to Vince Young at this part of the season, with still some tough games coming up and with big dreams ahead of them, would be absolutely critical. I would think that after this drive, perhaps that Vince would take a seat.
Yeah, if they put it in the end zone. That would run it up to a substantial margin, and it's obvious, too, that Texas is content to run the ball, because by running the ball, they control the clock. And the longer they've got it, the less the other folks, less harm the other folks can do to them. Michigan and Minnesota, we heard about that a little while ago. They saw North Carolina State beat Georgia Tech.
Number 11.
Here's another one of the false start calls we've had. I think that's the 5th one in the ball game. So both teams have not held their poise at times, even though the issue, frankly, seems no longer in doubt.
And it really hasn't been in doubt since that first quarter. Total dominance over exactly 300 yards more. Give credit to the Sooner offense and their defense. But with Adrian Peterson not able to play at 100%, the Sooners were doomed from the start.
3rd down and 8 for Texas. Pass goes down the middle, and it is caught. It's David Thomas, who's had a big ball game, the tight end. We got a flag back here with the referee back upfield at about the 33-yard line. Rufus Alexander may have been involved in a little bit of nailing the quarterback.
Setting. Dead ball fouls. Number 73 of the defense. Number 42 of the off. First down.
Got him.
Yeah, I got that a little bit confused with Jonathan Scott,
reversed,
the left tackle, after the ball is thrown. Here they are wrestling on the ground here. It's 315 pounds going on top of Rufus Alexander there. And Rufus didn't like that. But it's after the play, so the completion will stand, and the Longhorns are at the 5-yard line.
1st and goal. Young, Selvin Young, touchdown. Selvin Young pounds it in from 5 yards. He was the starter when the season began, and then he lost some playing time as Charles evolved. And now he's back in, and he probably will stay there the rest of the ball game because of the apparent injury, however slight it might be, to Charles.
Yeah, I like that play selection because you know Jonathan Scott had to be hot after getting that penalty on the previous play, so they ran right behind the big senior tackle, making his 36th start of his Longhorn career, and he cleared the way.
A point by Pino is good. And so at 13:06, it is now 38-6. Texas leading Oklahoma with 31 unanswered points.
Want premium high-speed internet for the price of dial-up? Get SBC Yahoo DSL. For just $14.95 a month, you'll get a super fast connection and features like a premium version of the world's #1 online music destination, plus an all-in-one online protection suite so the whole family can surf more safely. Get SBC Yahoo DSL for only $14.95 a month. But hurry, offer ends October 31st, so go online now.
Is your child protected for the future? Gerber, the baby people you've known since you were a baby, offers you a way to help with that protection through their Grow Up Plan for Children. It's a $5,000 cash value insurance program that costs less than 11 cents a day. At age 21, that protection doubles to $10,000 with no increase in premiums. In addition to automatically doubling at age 21, the plan guarantees the right to $50,000 of insurance by age 28, regardless of health or occupation. So call now for your free information package. Any healthy child 12 and under is eligible. No medical exam necessary. Simply answer a few questions. As a special feature, your first month's premium is $1. The Gerber Life Grow Up Plan. One quick call today can help protect your child for tomorrow.
Call 1-800-914-6100. The information package is free. There's no obligation. Call 1-800-914-6100.
Welcome back to the BCS Spotlight game presented by ADT as Texas will kick off to Oklahoma again, leading by a score of 38-6. we are in the fourth quarter with 13 minutes and 6 seconds to play. Johnson bounces it along the ground. Finally fielded by a Sooner back at the 12. Lindy Holmes, he gets to the outside. Got a little bit of help and got across the 30-yard line, and you got another penalty flag back at the 42-yard line. Oklahoma will be home. In fact, both these teams play at home next week. The Sooners will have Kansas, and Texas will have a pretty tough customer, Colorado. Well, this is a good long visit.
Could be multiple fouls on this play.
One over there by the sidelines, and then one back here with the at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, it's important that the officials take control of this game because it could get ugly.
We have 3 penalties.
Oh my.
On the kicking team. First one, offside, decline. Then we have personal foul, face mask on kicking team. And then we also have dead ball, personal foul on the kicking team. We will go 30 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Yeah, they do the face mask, and then they go ahead with the dead ball foul after that. We've got San Francisco on our mind. San Francisco, the site of the World Golf Championships, American Express Championship here on ABC. Coming up right after the ball game. Colin Montgomery has led throughout and still leads by a shot. See Tigers sitting right there behind him. That's at the Harding Park course just south of San Francisco. Old golf course, got pretty scruffy, but they spent $16 million and it's really spiffy now and producing a good tournament. So now Oklahoma is camped on the Texas 37-yard line.
When they got a best drive of the game going, don't they?
Yes, they do.
This is a state fair. They got 3 for 30 there. They got 3 penalties on one play, and they picked up 30 yards. Now they just moved the ball back a yard. So it's been that kind of day for Oklahoma. 30 steps forward and 1 step back.
Now they go. Omar's under center. Calling his play. He's working in headed toward that Texas crowd down there in that end zone, and it's noisy, and he better hurry up because that 25-second clock's going to bite him. Passes away, and he's lucky to get it back. It was almost picked by Terrell Brown. And a moment now with a sunburned Todd Harris.
Well, Keith, normally I would be sunburned, but I've got this new invention by the folks at Nike. It's called MaxSight. It used to be the saying, it must be the shoes. Well, now it must be the contacts. These are sports tinted contacts. No prescription. I'm happy to say I've got perfect 20/20s. But I'll tell you what, they are the strangest things. It's like wearing sunglasses. You can look into the sun and have no squinting whatsoever. And 20 of the Longhorns are wearing them today, including tight end David Thomas.
Did they pay for that commercial?
Am I supposed to draw a swoosh on his forehead?
Pass is complete on a slant to Joe John Finley. And he'll pick up 7 yards on the play.
I wonder what happened to old Blue Eyes. They're red. First catch for Joe John Finley. He's going to be a big part of this pass offense today, but along with James Moses, the tight ends have been shut down by Texas.
Finley got a touchdown pass, his first one as a sophomore last week.
Yep.
Well, it's the same play with a different catcher. Juwan Rankins makes that catch, and you can move your chains well down the field to the Texas 15-yard line.
Yeah, here's that slant route, Keith, you're talking about. Bomar really steps into this throw, too. Gets it right, leading Rankins perfectly before the contact comes.
Snapped a little low. Now he's got to run for it. Runs outside that 5-yard parameter and throws it away. We told you the crowd today was 75,452. Last year they had a record crowd of better than 79,000 for this game. And as we've said, there's some question about how many more games between these two will be played on this field. 2nd and 10. He's done a lot of wandering around.
He's getting signals from the sidelines, and then he's relaying those signals to his teammates.
Texas defenders are just standing there looking at it. Ball is caught. Finley shakes off a defender and walks in for the touchdown for Oklahoma. Bomar was hit by Robertson hard.
Yeah, and Darrell Brown went for the interception. And when you've got a body at 6'6", 240 like Joe John Finley, Brown's just going to fall right off him. Here's that shot. Man, that's going to hurt tomorrow and the tomorrow after that. Watch this catch by Finley as Brown tries to step in front for the interception. He bounces off, and Finley scores.
And they'll go for 2. Spread them out with 5 wideouts. Incomplete. They fail on the 2-point conversion. Huff got a little piece of it and knocked it down. And once again, Bomar was buried under burnt orange. At 11:35 to play in the ball game, it is now 38-12, and another look at the touchdown.
My name is Izzy Paskowitz, and I've been running surf camps for autistic kids for 7 years. What's perfect for us is see that screaming and the kicking when they go out, and when they turn around and ride that wave in, it's just nothing like it. And there's the parents, tears in their eyes, saying, we've had a lot of tough times, but today was just a perfect day.
Mistake is that he doesn't protect the ball.
It's pure fundamentals. Watch right here. He got sloppy. Here, right here. That's where he loses it. Let's look at that again.
Hey, honey, did you?
Always switch it to the other hand, away from where the pursuit is coming.
What exactly are you doing?
That's a mental breakdown. He got a little reckless there, and I'm sure he's going to catch an earful on the sidelines.
Here's to the beginning, a chance to carve out a new path. For this time will be different. This is the year we leave our mark. This is the game we play together. This is our season. The colors change, the fires burn, and the possibilities are endless. The NCAA Championships on ESPN.
That's a nice job. Tea? No, later.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays, 10:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Well, a relatively rare thing about to happen here. After an Oklahoma touchdown, they're going to kick off again. The other 2 kickoffs had been to start the game, 3 kickoffs and 2 field goals. So Texas now will get a chance to work on their kick return from somewhere in the end zone area. Kick will go well into the end zone. Hartley's got a good leg.
Time for our IBM Star Watch, and let's take a look at Vince Young's afternoon. Completing over 50% of his passes and tying a career high in touchdown passes. 3, 2 to Billy Pittman and 1 to Ramon Taylor. Solid afternoon. No turnovers for Vince Young.
There were opportunities, however. Somebody moved. Charles gone to the clubhouse. Todd, do we know anything about Jamal Charles?
Well, Keith, they took the freshman tailback into the locker room and x-rayed his ankle. It's his left ankle. And they were a little worried about it. They came out, though, and said the x-rays are negative, but they are shutting him down for the day. Those are the words of the trainers. They're going to ice it up and keep him out for the rest of the game. They said he can play if they had to, but at this point, it doesn't look like they're going to need him anymore. Keith.
Okay. Thank you. It'll be first down and 15 after the false start by Texas. And Young is still there. Selvin Young brought down by Calvin Thibodeau.
Time for our deep rushing playbook. And Keith, the strength of the Oklahoma defense is in their linebackers. They came into the game with 80 tackles, but on this play, the draw play to Jamal Charles, all 3 of them are going to have a shot at number 25. And the last guy that has a shot at him is middle linebacker Zach Latimer. Great spin move by Charles, and he's gone.
From the game, too, with a slightly sprained ankle. So it'll be second down and 16 now as Young wants to run with it. Practicing a couple of moves, and then all of a sudden there's a big old Sooner in his face, and he goes down on his back.
Yeah, somebody's got to get to Mack and say, you know, this one's in hand. Let's not get number 10 killed.
Ramon Taylor has come back on the field, replacing Selvin Young. That doesn't mean that Ramon will go back to tailback, I don't think.
Yeah, but what a weapon to be able to play tailback and wide receiver.
Yep. Now they spread them out, sideline to sideline with 4 wideouts. On third down, 5. Ball thrown over here to Billy Pittman. And there's another penalty flag waiting back at the 23-yard line.
They're going to get David Thomas for an illegal block. That's what sprung Pittman. Thomas coming from the slot position.
He laid the lumber to Clint Ingram, I think.
Pittman's had a heck of a day, boy.
Boy, he has.
Illegal block in the back. Number 16 of the offense. 10-yard penalty from previous spot. Still third down.
One thing about this ball game, the things that you do in this ball game just eventually take on their own life. Never forgotten.
Yeah, I think the block is okay here, but it's right there that it's no longer okay. And it was unnecessary because Pittman was by both of them.
So they're backed up now to a 3rd and 16. Hit one of his linemen in the back of the head.
I think you're right. I think it hit the center Lyle send line in the back of the head. You know, everybody says you got to change your throwing motion. Vince, you throw too far, too close to the shoulder. I'm sure Sendline's saying the same thing to him right now. You know, he's 6'5", but the ball comes out like a guy 5'5".
Needs to go to Jeff Tedford's summer camp.
Get it off that bottom shelf, put it on the top shelf.
I'm sure they've got folks down in Austin that can teach him. Now, that's not a very good punt, except it is the tail dragger, and it'll roll down the field a little bit. It'll roll dead at about the 48, 49-yard line, and there Oklahoma's going to have it again. So Sooners trying to get some points on the scoreboard to make it look better at least.
Last season, millions of fans fell in love with the Contender. Now, ESPN presents a rematch of their championship war. Sergio Mora defends his Contender belt against Peter Manfredo Jr., plus an undercard featuring Alfonso Gomez, Jesse Brinkley, and Anthony Bonsante. Their stories touched our hearts. Now they fight for their boxing future. The Contender rematch live Saturday at 11 Eastern on ESPN.
For years, E-Trade was alone, standing outside, throwing stones at the financial establishment, challenging the ordinary. Now that we've matured, we're doing it from inside. E-Trade Financial combines banking, trading, and investing so you can make the most of your money. Be maximized. Visit etrade.com and be extraordinary.
For good health, I like to stay in shape.
And speaking of shapes, check out the shape of our Craftmatic adjustable bed. If you're concerned about the shape you're in, call toll-free and get this free Craftmatic catalog by mail.
You'll also receive this special $200 off rebate certificate, good for $200 off the Craftmatic Model 1 bed of your choice. To receive everything free,
call toll-free. There's absolutely no obligation.
Call toll-free, 1-800-652-0101.
Hi, I'm Mike Hall, coming to you from the U. We hope you're enjoying this ESPNU Encore presentation. ESPNU is your 24-hour home for all college sports. Due to time constraints, we now move you ahead in the action.
Second down and 10 for the Sooners on the 36-35, actually, of Texas. Blitz coming, pass away, thrown into the ground. Might have been tipped by Michael Huff as he came boring in. Huff is a load at 6'1", 205, coming from that safety position because he's in, I mean, top speed by the time he arrives.
And he is the smartest defender on the team, according to Dwayne Aquina, the defensive coordinator. As he comes on the blitz, watch number 7 get up in the air and deflect that ball. In fact, Aquina says he's the smartest player he's coached since Chuck Cecil. And they two were at the University of Arizona.
That's a coverage, almost a coverage sack, but he breaks out of it. And there's the value of the strength of the freshman as he takes off up the middle of the field and picks up a first down at the 22-yard line of Texas. Time permitting, the Thrifty Car Rental post-game report. There's a lot to talk about today, so the fellows at the studio will be visiting with you as soon as we conclude. Omar trying to slant over the right side, and the initial contact was Brian Robinson at slanting tackle, and the play was over right there. Here's Todd.
Well, Keith, I don't want to call him greedy, but last year he did win the Bronco Nagurski, the Butkus Award, and he was the first-round draft pick of the Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, I'm talking about Derek Johnson. But, Derek, one thing you were never able to accomplish, and that's beat OU. But today, looks like it's going to happen for your Longhorns.
Well, definitely. OU's a great team and pretty good team this year. And the Longhorns came out and really prepared for this game. And you see right now, they're really working hard, and they're going to beat them.
Good luck with the Chiefs.
Thank you.
Second down, 11. He's a pretty good one, too, wasn't he? Oh, boy.
Going to be a great pro, too.
Ball's loose. Texas got it. They threw the beanbag back there. Bomar's hurt. And it's that big old tackle, Roderick Wright. All 315 pounds. Brian Robinson hit him. And the Oklahoma quarterback is still down on his knees. Now he's upright. But it was a huge lick by Robinson. A long run by Wright. And they're rejoicing in Hallelujah Land.
Yeah, the hit is going to come from Robinson from the right side of the screen, right down on the ground. A great bounce up for the senior Roderick Wright. And he rumbles, not ever looking back, too. That's the great thing about that run for Roderick Wright. A lot of guys would be wondering, who's gaining on me? Well, if you never look back, you'll never know. Head down and trucking.
I thought it was quite elegant.
A big ugly scoring at the State Fair, you bet.
Yes, indeed.
A lot of bruises today, none worse than that one.
He had a hard time getting up.
He's got no air. There's no air in that body right now.
That one got Bebo up. There was all of that gun shooting business that's going through the stadium. The old muskets popping off and the cannons.
What do Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, Steve McNair, and John Stallworth have in common? They're some of the NFL's biggest stars, and they emerge from the best-kept secret in college football, historically black colleges and universities. ESPNU is proud to present HBCU football. Every week, experience the competition, the marching bands, and the excitement that is HBCU football. Watch Southern take on Texas Southern Thursday, November 3rd at 7:30 Eastern, only on ESPNU.
In college sports, emotion is an heirloom. Passion is passed on from one generation to the next. Allegiance as a family affair. The binding force to it all? Tradition. Ceremonious walks and chants. Rivalries. Picnics and parties. The customs that create a sense of belonging to this moment and all the celebrations past. Right out in front are the performances. The nation's youth stretching for perfection before our eyes. And the ultimate metaphor for America's possibilities.
My name is Izzy Paskowitz, and I've been running surf camps for autistic kids for 7 years. What's perfect for us is to see that screaming and the kicking when they go out, and when they turn around and ride that wave in, it's just nothing like it. And there's the parents, tears in their eyes, saying, we've had a lot of tough times, but today was just a perfect day.
The celebration is quieted down for a moment after Roderick Wright's dramatic sprint to the end zone to make it a 45-12 ball game. Texas leading, and the Horns will kick off to the Sooners, and it's become utterly dominating. We'll have the golf for you as soon as we conclude the ball game here. Tiger Woods has caught Colin Montgomery at the American Express Championship out at Harding Park in San Francisco. So we've got a head-to-head shaping up there in this third round. And the kick is short, returned by Lindy Holmes. And Holmes almost spinning away and getting away. And we've got a scuffle going on back up the field, but they get there to separate it. And now you get your penalty flag, and it's going to go against Texas. Eric Foreman was involved in it, and one of the Sooners, and he threw an elbow just as the official arrived, and that'll cost him. Here scores in the Big 12 now. Kansas State's gone out 12-3 over Kansas. Baylor and Iowa State are tied in the fourth quarter, and Texas Tech gets the early lead on Nebraska, while Missouri is bouncing back against the Cowboys, and the Aggies and Buffaloes will play tonight.
Go back to the penalty. Number 21 is Eric Foreman fighting against number 21, Jacob Gutierrez. Gutierrez with the takedown there. Foreman didn't like the way he was laying on top of him, and you wouldn't either. Now when they get up, Foreman took a jab at Gutierrez and got the flag.
This is Dante Hickson. Dante had a big play earlier in the ball game for the Sooners, and he picks up about 5 yards on that carry at 7 minutes and 21 seconds to play in the game.
And if you're wondering about Adrian Peterson this afternoon, 10 yards rushing on 3 carries, and totally ineffective because of that bad right ankle.
Oh, he'll be in a boot probably for a couple of weeks. Better off to get him well, I think at this point. Hickson shakes off the first grasp and will get down across the 30, but still short of the first down. So they effectively are just running out the clock in the ball game to put it in the books as a complete game, because the issue is decided. 45-12. Texas breaking Oklahoma's 5-game win streak.
And you look down at Matt Brown on the sidelines, and you don't see that monkey anymore on his back, do you?
Nope. This is Hickson, but he's got a first down despite getting hammered by 2 Horns as he reaches the 28.
But he did talk about this team making history. They said he made history last year when they went out and beat Michigan at the Rose Bowl. History earlier this year when they went to the Horseshoe in Columbus and beat the Buckeyes. And now snapping this 5-game losing streak to their bitter rivals. More history.
Pretty good run. You put away Michigan, Ohio State, Oklahoma. Of course, sir. Huh? First down for the Sooners, and we've got all kinds of movement along the front. We'll pass along our thanks to the sports information directors and their staffs. Kenny Mossman from Oklahoma and John Bianco from the University of Texas.
Number 63 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Of course, I never think about Texas or go to Texas that I don't have a chance to visit with Bill Little, who's been a long time friend. He's been there 38 years.
A wonderful host.
Yep.
Take a look at our game plan that we talked about before the game. Obviously, the Texas Longhorns have outrushed the Sooners, and they did get to young Rhett Bomar. 9 hits, 2 sacks, and 55 bruises.
Bomar's passes away quickly, but there are 3 Longhorns on the top. 3 of them. This defense is impressive.
And the impressive thing is you see they're all still out there. All the starters are still out there on the field. They're a veteran group. They play well together, well coordinated. Gene Chizik coming in this year. Taking over for Greg Robinson. And they haven't missed a beat.
Greg moving on to his first head job at Syracuse. 2nd down and 9. Ball sailed. May have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. May have been tipped. Bomar let it go. But he's got to be one tired young man.
That ball might have been tipped by Larry Dibbles, the nose tackle, and almost intercepted by Cedric Griffin.
5:08 to play now in the ball game. We're getting down into the middle of the season in a lot of the conferences around the country where games are taking on a lot of meaning. There's one going on the West Coast today, tonight, with California and UCLA both undefeated. And tonight you've got Ohio State at Penn State in the Big Ten, big ball game. This is Gutierrez. And Jacob will have a first down for Oklahoma. Gutierrez put it on 17 after that run. I think that Colorado ball game tonight will be a pretty good one, too.
Yeah, I think so. You know, also in the Pac-10, Arizona State and Oregon are playing after getting out ahead of USC, both failing to beat the top team in the country the last 2 weeks.
I wonder if they'll just call off the fourth quarter. Hickson, Dante Hickson. Slants at the right side and picks up something. Oklahoma with Kansas coming in would figure they might be able to rest Adrian Peterson. Get a win there without having to use him. That would help his circumstances considerably. On the other hand, Texas going home will have Colorado, and I got a hunch Buffalo's keep you kind of busy. Remember, we were down a few years ago, and Rashaan Salam of Colorado had the game of his life, and it was national telecast. He went on to win the Heisman Trophy as a result of that, but he played much of the second half with a concussion and didn't remember it. This is Kimon Jones, and he met a lot of folks from Texas as he got to the line of scrimmage, but that's all right. He is a true Oklahoman from Tulsa.
Yeah, I'm sure that Stoops will look back on this game, and depending on how badly hurt Adrian Peterson continues to be with that right ankle, I wish he didn't play him at all. He did not practice much at all with the offense this week, and the three-game warm-ups just came out and trotted around a little bit. Didn't look good at all.
Look out. Boy, he twisted himself and avoided Bobineau just enough to keep from getting crushed. The loss is all the way back to the 24-yard line.
And we've seen the Sooners twice this year, once against UCLA, and Bomar took some unbelievable hits in that game. And he's taken way too many in this game. Tough kid.
Texas' largest margin of victory historically is 33 points. That's what the margin is right now. Back in 1941, it was 40-7. Right now, it's 45-12. And here comes a field goal try by Garrett Hartlett. And Hartlett's kick, a lot of air under it, but he missed it.
Yeah, bad snap. Tough for Freeby to get the ball down. In good place for Hartley. This ball dribbles back from Jacob Rice. Never got a chance to spin the laces, and kickers hate it when their foot hits those laces.
It also throws you off just enough. You lose your rhythm. Now 2:22 to go in the ball game. This has been a tough day for Bob Stoops. He had high hopes, hoping that his young people were ready to play a big ball game, but obviously they're not quite there yet. But his brother Mike, who's the head coach at Arizona, is facing off USC tonight.
Time for our Pacific Life game summary. Vince Young had a heck of an afternoon with 3 touchdown passes. And then on the ground, Texas got the big play from Jamal Charles. He won 80 yards, and the defense for the Longhorns was dominating, as Rhett Bomar will attest.
I'd like to thank all the ladies and gentlemen who have made this thing work today, and it was fun spending the weekend with an old friend, good old friend, Bob Goodrich, who is our producer today, Steve Bime, our director. The Chevy players of the game today: Zach Latimer, 11 tackles for Oklahoma, and Vince Young obviously for Texas. A load of numbers for him: 14 out of 27, 241 yards and 3 touchdowns. He ran for 45. And Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to the general scholarship fund of each of these universities. Ran into Don Elliott today, who was one of the people at Chevrolet who helped develop this Chevrolet scholarship program many years ago. And Minnesota has just defeated Michigan 23-20. So it's been a hard year for the Wolverines. They had a ton of injuries early on, and Lloyd Carr's team is having a rough go. And we're down inside a minute to go now. So it's been fun being back for the 100th game of the old Cotton Bowl series, the Red River Rivalry, they call it, between Oklahoma and Texas. And this round goes to Texas.
Yeah, and thanks for letting me be your caddy, Keith. I think it's quite appropriate that you were here to call this one.
Well, it was fun for you to have a chance to see it, because this is one of those things that you should see.
Absolutely.
And to remember. And now that should be it as we go inside 15 seconds to play. Todd Harris is in pursuit of Mac Brown right now, so we can get a closing comment from him after a very solid performance by his #2 ranked Texas Longhorns. Here's Todd.
Coach, congratulations. Talk about getting a monkey off your back. You break the streak.
Well, Todd, the greatest thing about this, it's good for our kids. We're 5-0. Now we got to go back and play Colorado next week.
What was the difference this week between years past?
We had a better team this year coming in, had an older quarterback. Vince was experienced, and we've got a really good football team if we'll keep improving.
We had a chat back in January at the Rose Bowl, and you said you'd like to come back to that game. Looks pretty good.
Well, we got to get ready for Colorado, but I'm proud of this team right now.
Congratulations, Coach. Enjoy.
Thanks, Todd.
Keith.
All right. Final score and all of that as we wrap ABC Sports online, ESPN.com. Search ABC Sports.
If a fight breaks out, I want you managers to be able to whip their managers. I want you trainers to be able to whip their trainers. I'm going to whip their coaches, and you players better whip their players. Nobody's safe in this game.
They kick the ball off. It is just a feeling that makes the little short hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
What a catch! Touchdown, Texas!
It was like two warring nations that came together one day in the month of October.
Williams got him on the blitz. OU is going to win it again.
Sooner fans look at that second Saturday in October as a crusade, a holy war.
Some of the fiercest hitting that I've ever seen in college football takes place in the Texas-Oklahoma game. It's one of the fiercest rivalries going in all of college football.
Half the Oklahoma football game comes from Texas. And that's pretty good fertilizer for a competitive crop.
Out there all alone. Touchdown, Spire.
The electricity, the excitement, the atmosphere that exists in that stadium is unbelievable.
You just didn't know who was going to win. But you knew there's one thing you could count on. You're going to be bruised and sore.
Texas OU is the rivalry game in all of college football.
And what a rivalry it is. Hello, everyone. I'm John Saunders. Since 1929, Oklahoma and Texas have taken the field at the Cotton Bowl in the Red River Rivalry. The second Saturday in October is truly a special event in Dallas and represents the best of what college football should be. But the rivalry starts long before the players hit the field. The atmosphere of the Cotton Bowl is electric, as hundreds of thousands of fans make their pilgrimage to the Texas State Fair and a classic football matchup.
It's like a kaleidoscope of sounds, smells, and sight. You've got all of the things involving the Texas State Fair, which actually brings more people that day than the game itself.
Everywhere is so crowded. There's so many people there for the fair. Just getting there early, getting their turkey legs.
Where else can you send a runner at halftime out to the Midway to get your corn?